Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck, and we are going over all the games from Sunday of Week 10. We are 10 weeks into the NFL season, and I think our show is uniquely suited. I don't think we've ever had such a big gap between our favorite teams on the show. Craig's Steelers just embarrassed themselves live on Sunday Night Football. My team, very much the Giants, really might fire their coach tomorrow. And DK's team, the Seahawks, genuinely looks like the single best team in the NFL. So I think, DK, I feel like we cover the whole range here.
Juggernaut, baby. Yeah. It's fun to watch games that don't come down to the wire. I got to tell you that.
Is it? I feel like that was boring. It was like 28-0 in the second quarter.
That's awesome.
You want to sweat a little bit.
What are you talking about? I don't want to be stressed out. I have enough stress in my life.
DK, serious question.
What's up?
Is it a more fun season if the Seahawks won every single game 35-0 all the way through the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Or you risk them winning a couple close games in the playoffs?
What?
Absolutely
You'd rather
not.
35-0.
Kicking everyone's asses would be so much fun. What are you talking
lame.
about?
That's lame.
It's not. That's sick.
That's lame.
No,
Everyone would say that.
35-0.
You gotta have love for the game. You gotta have love for competition.
Well, look, I've had enough close games in my lifetime. I know what they're like.
Yeah, no,
it's not like I need to remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if somebody was like, what's your favorite regular season game of all time? You would not pick a game where they won by 40.
No, it's
false?
pretty cool.
Well, I
It's
guess regular
pretty fun.
season game.
What's your favorite
I remember
regular
the
season
regular
game?
season
The Giants
games.
beat the Vikings in the playoffs. No one remembers this.
No. Playoffs, I'm not talking about playoffs.
But it was like 40-0.
Because that's different. Regular season, if you're like, what's the best Giants game I've ever watched in the regular season? You're not going to like, they won a game 35-0. Boring.
Because there's not that many.
I would disagree on that.
There's a couple. You want the last second touchdown. Those are the games that you remember.
Yeah, sure. Because there's not that many of them. Anyway,
I disagree.
We're gonna.
I think I just love ball more than you guys.
Yeah,
I like blowing people out.
We're gonna careful because we're gonna talk about Sunday Night Football in a moment. But first, we're gonna take a quick break. This episode is presented by Chime. Bank smarter this season. Fantasy football is all about strategy. Well, here's a winning strategy for your money. Trade banking fees for fee-free banking, 1.5% cash back, getting paid when you say, and a higher APY on your savings. That's a lineup that wins. Stop banking the old way. Bank smarter through Chime. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and the secured Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/fees info. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secured Chime Visa credit card purchases. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn more at chime.com. Okay, Craig, since you love ball so much, you must have had an absolute ball watching Sunday Night Football with the Steelers, didn't you?
No, you took the wrong lesson. I like close games, not blowouts. So no, I didn't enjoy this game.
Nobody likes getting blown out.
Although the Chargers are my secondary team. So what's funny is I feel like the first half of this game, both teams look like shit. I don't even think the Chargers look that. No. To be honest, what I took away from this game is neither of these teams are going to win.
This game was that horse thing, like the television seasons, like Game of Thrones. It's like the really well-drawn horse into the end, but it was backward.
Right. I know. I'm all right, the Chargers they could run the ball in the second half. They had the one big play to McConkey. But outside of that, I'm kind of neither of these teams are winning the Super Bowl. The Steelers are definitely not winning the Super Bowl. And honestly, the Steelers just seem really easy to beat.
This game was 5-3 deep into the second quarter.
This was a baseball game.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm just for how much talent they have, they're a pretty easy team to beat.
Yep. I think there's a lot of issues with the offense. The defense is, week in and week out, I never know what to expect with this defense.
Well, they lost two corners tonight.
Right. And they started out
also
decently well.
Hip drop Justin Herbert, and they didn't call it a hip drop, but Nate Herbig hip drop Justin Herbert, and he was limping around. It's like the Chargers are healthy. Chargers are on backup tackles on both spots. I thought that this Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, this was new school, old school. This was horses meet cars in a race or something. This was the Chargers and the defensive coordinator throwing out every new version of defense. And this is the cutting edge of defense. And then Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, who has played very well and still has it. And still even tonight has throws where I'm man, he really is the best person to ever throw a football.
He played terrible tonight.
He played terribly. But
what are you talking about? He
that.
played fucking terrible.
No, I'm
tonight.
saying he
the
still
worst
has
game he's played all year.
I know. I'm saying he still has the arm talent and everything. But his worldview of football, like the 4th and 6th play, the idea that like that basically the game is on the line. And
just
like
chuck it into double coverage.
Just throw it to DK Metcalf for an outside. He's not Devontae Adams. Like that's not DK Metcalf's strength. There's no crossers. There's nothing. It's a one read, 4th and 6 back and shoulder to DK Metcalf. Like that's what he's great at. Also the Chargers knew it was coming. It was in double coverage. It's so predictable, and it's what DK said for years about Russell Wilson, or the corpse of Russell Wilson and Rodgers. Just these like the living on the low percentage. Impossible stuff just is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Steelers this year are trying to do like the check down high percentage stuff because they don't have the protection and that's all they're doing. But yeah, I hated that play. I hate that play in general. There's like 2 receivers in the league. I'd maybe be okay with that. It's like Drake London and I guess Devonta Adams. It was horrible. It's embarrassing that Chris Collinsworth is like, here's how they beat the Steelers. They just like shifted a safety towards DK Metcalf and now they can't do anything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, it's simple little shift.
It's funny too how much that really does expose. Calvin Austin had 2 of the worst drops you'll see all year. One at the end of the half where Rodgers wanted to set up a Hail Mary and it hit him in the hands. And then it really was the same play. Calvin Austin got hit in the hands again at the end of the 4th quarter. And he really, honestly, we joke about Mark Andrews. Calvin Austin had a volleyball set. That looks like setting a pass up to a defender for an interception. I was surprised he didn't spike it. But then it's like Darnell Washington. Oh, it's like he's a tackle. It's cool. But then he like runs routes and you're like, oh yeah, he's like a tackle. Like no one can actually receive footballs other than DK Metcalf.
How dare you go after Darnell Washington? I love him.
I love him too.
He's great.
I love him too.
He's not top 10 on my shit list on the Steelers, Darnell Washington.
Where does Troy Fautanu rank? Now, both tackles have individually hit Aaron Rodgers physically this year.
No, Broderick Jones is still miles ahead.
He tackled him, but Fautanu hit the ball out of Rodgers' hands and they got the safety. Like he's the one who knocked the ball out.
But Broderick Jones is like actually like a liability to Rodgers' health. Like that's why we have that 6th tackle that we squeeze in half the time and why Darnell Washington's always next to him because he can't fucking block.
Yeah.
So I hope he's not on the team next year.
So Chargers won this game 25-10. Honestly, man, this was 25-3. Honestly, to me, in my mind, it was kind of spiritually a shutout because the touchdown came when the game was over. The field goal was a 59-yarder. At that point, the Steelers crossed the 40-yard line once in the first 3 quarters.
It seems so simple now. We look back on last week, they beat the Colts, right? We're like, wow. But I feel like now it's like, oh, they did have 6 turnovers, the Colts, in that game. And they technically only won by 7.
And they also moved Jalen Ramsey to free safety, and the Colts didn't expect it. And the Steelers got to play that card, and they're like, oh, shit, we're out of cards.
Well, then they lost all their cards, so then they had to move Jalen Ramsey back to corner, which was too little too late. I have one other takeaway from this game. They mentioned it. I wanted to talk to you guys about it. And I did a little research on it. Justin Herbert, our beloved Justin Herbert, the 3 of us love him. That man has more passes batted down than any tall quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
No,
and
okay.
And I looked it up and it's correct. He leads the NFL in batted passes over the last 5 seasons. He's 6'6".
Shout out. Well, there was a reason for this. Shout out to Ron Yurko.
Is it because his arm angle's low?
I had a hunch on this, and shout out Ron Yurko at Pitt, who actually assigned some of his students to work on this. I have a theory. And I think it is somewhat statistically proven by one student in Ron Yurko's class. I think most batted passes, it's like a bell curve. Or the opposite. It's the opposite of a bell curve. It's dumbbells. It's short quarterbacks and tall quarterbacks. But the ones in the middle are less likely to it. The shorter quarterbacks obviously are short. And so the balls are easy to hit down. The taller quarterbacks,
they're throwing down.
No, they're so tall, it's easier for the defensive linemen to see where they're facing. So even though they're tall, and in theory, the ball's harder to hit. But when they turn, they're so fucking tall. The Trevor Lawrences, the Justin Herberts are so tall that it's way easier for the lineman to see at the last second and just stick a hand up. So it's like if you're 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", you're fine.
Was this
6'5" and up, or 6 feet and down, or 6'1" and down is way easier to bat your passes.
Interesting.
I think that's probably right. I mean, I don't know, but my anecdotal take on this is just it feels like Herbert has a slightly elongated release, and he has a low.
I think so too.
He has a low arm angle.
I think he does.
So I think it's just easier to block his throws because you can kind of see it coming just a split second earlier than some other guys.
He's so tall. I almost think he thinks, I don't need an over the top arm angle. I'm so tall. I can kind of sidearm it. But dude, he gets more passes batted down than any quarterback I've ever seen. And the numbers suggest that.
This was a very boring game.
Should we move on?
The most interesting thing was Jalen Warren's shirt
more.
ripping. So yeah, we can just move on.
I just want to do one more observation. In Heifetz, you mentioned it, the hip drop tackle on Justin Herbert. I don't remember when it was, like third quarter. And
it was first half.
Oh, my bad. First half. I have probably done this rant before, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I have a bone to pick with the way that TV, like these stations, these broadcasts do their camera work. And I see this like 15 times a week. It happens all the time. When a player gets tackled awkwardly, he starts writhing on the ground. People start gathering around him, and then they cut to some other bullshit that no one wants to see. We want to see if this guy is hurt, especially if it's a fucking
You want to
quarterback.
see him writhing on the ground.
No, I just
Show me
need to
the
know if
writhing.
I don't need to see him in pain. I need to know if he's hurt. Like, I want to see him get up.
But you will know. You'll know.
No, but it just drives me nuts.
Show
it's like,
DK the writhing NBC, you cowards.
No, they're half the
You
time
want
they
to
go
see Cam
they go to
Scadaboo's
freaking-
ankle turned 180 degrees?
Show me the ankle. Show me the tears.
You guys, come on. I've complained to this.
No, I know what you mean. I
I've
also want
complained
that.
about this to you guys before, and you were on my side. So now I know you're just trolling.
I also do want to. I also have the same reaction where I'm like, why'd you cut from that? But it's
But
probably
then they like go to commercial, and you're sitting there for like 3 minutes trying to figure out if like the guy is hurt or not.
probably
It's very
because they're
frustrating.
I
getting
don't
a
want to
fucking
see like
stretcher.
someone break their ankle. I just want to know if they're okay.
Well, they're cutting away. He's probably not okay.
No, they cut away every time. It drives me insane. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Since
you're
you fuckers
right.
are not agreeing with me tonight.
I also feel that way, but I think the reason is because they're probably like, you don't want to see this.
Well, it's not. No, that's not why. It's because they want to show guys celebrating and shit. But I just want to see how the guy's doing. That's all.
The answer is usually poorly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that
Anyway,
note,
he played the rest of the game. So
again, the gap between Craig's experience today, my experience today, and DK's couldn't be larger. We go to winners and losers.
I know. DK's so cocky now. He's like, show me the guys whose ankles are backwards.
Show me the fucking ankles.
I need to feel something. This game is boring. My team's up 30.
It's so easy.
I'm like doing laundry in the second half.
DK,
You literally texted us, I think I'm going to take a nap during the Seahawks game.
That's because for the second straight week, the Seahawks took a 28-0 lead in the first half, which is never
that's so
happened.
fun. Yeah,
Sick.
You could just take a nap
it's
for
the
every
best.
game this year.
I love it, and you're never going to convince me otherwise. It's the best feeling to go kick someone's ass.
No,
Um,
the pain.
so, yeah.
It's all about the pain.
Anyway, Seattle boat raced the Cardinals. They did end up making it very interesting, or not very interesting.
No, they
somewhat
didn't.
interesting in the second half.
you were
They had,
so
like, 3
fake
ridiculous
nervous. It was
turnovers.
I was embarrassed.
I wasn't that nervous. I just was annoyed that Sam
You were
Darnold,
like,
had
Darnold.
like 3 turnovers.
I'm like, you're up 30. Calm down.
It's like, Jesus Christ, Darnold, stop freaking turning it over. All you have to do is hand it off. for
But
the
you
rest
know
of the
why?
game.
You know why that's I think that's fair, DK, is because Darnold has never proven it in the playoffs. Those moments I feel like still linger in the back of your brain of like, oh
Of course.
shit, that's still within him, and that's going to come out when it matters the most.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like what we're going through with Danny Dimes right now, which we'll get to later. But yeah, overall, dominant win by the Seahawks. I was stupid for thinking this was going to be a close game. And I think I want to point out and acknowledge that it's not really that common for teams to blow out other teams like this, especially multiple games in a row.
That's
like,
so
you
weird.
have
It
to
happens to
appreciate
the Seahawks every week. That's so
You have
strange.
to appreciate it.
The Seahawks have
and
been
I
up
do.
the last 3 weeks. The Seahawks have been up 28-0 in the second, 28-0 in the second, and 14-0 in the first.
The
last
Seahawks
three games.
had the most
rare.
points of any team this week midway through the second quarter. The Seahawks were up 35-0. Eventually 38. They had 38 points in the first half. No team had 38 points this week at that point in time. I also want to note, this is by the beginning of these games, a team had scored 31 points in the first half this season 4 times. The Seahawks are 3 of those 4 times this year. So
The Seahawks had 2 pass attempts in the second
DK,
half.
what do you make of the Seahawks team? Because the passing game, I don't know how you feel. I think it's like for basically the last month, Sam Darnold, it's like a hot knife through butter. I actually am genuinely surprised when Sam Darnold's passes hit the ground. Like his completion percentage feels like it's like 94% over the last month. The defense is unbelievable. You feel like it's top tier with Houston, but the difference is the Houston offense sucks. So the Houston defense is kind of playing, for lack of a better term, defense. Whereas the Seattle defense is kind of on offense all the time. They're just constantly like attacking and attacking.
They scored. DeMarcus Lawrence scored 2 touchdowns today.
The same play happened twice. That was crazy.
He's the first player. Oh, sorry, the second player ever to have 2 fumble return touchdowns in the
But the
same
same
game.
guy
Wow.
forced
2
the
defensive
fumble
players.
each time. Which
Yeah, it was wild.
I
It did look like you were watching a replay, and you're like, "Oh
Dude.
my god, this is live."
Jackson Smith and Jigba had like a game's worth of stats after the first 2 drives. It was
Yeah.
like 4 catches, 82 yards, touchdown, and then they thought he might have had a concussion. And it's like that. Well, he doesn't even have to come back in. He has a whole game's worth of stats.
I was
Yep.
still watching because there were a couple games that were ending pretty interestingly, like Texans, Jags, all these things. I was paying attention to that. Craig just said "lol JSN" in the chat, and I was
before
like,
you
"Did that
even knew
game
the
even
game
start?"
He already had like 70 yards in a
Yeah, like,
touchdown.
yeah, 80 yards touchdown. I was like, I don't even know that game has started yet. I lost track of time. I want to read one more stat, and then I have to ask DK a question.
Mm.
Austin pulled this. I thought it was amazing. Through the season so far, 10 weeks, when Sam Darnold throws in first or second down, a fifth of his throws have gained 20 plus yards on first or second down.
Wow.
Which is the most in the NFL since 2000 in the True Media database. Second on the list is Peyton Manning in 2004 when he threw 49 touchdown passes, which was the record at the time. So if you add that, like just what percentage 20 plus yard passes on early downs, and you cross filter that with like 10 yards per attempt, it's just Kurt Warner from The Greatest Show on Turf Rams, which Super Bowl winning MVP, Peyton Manning 04 MVP, and Sam Darnold this year. That's the passing game.
Yeah.
The defense is like the best in the NFL. Running game sucks. DK, do you think the Seahawks are going to win the NFC?
Do I think they're going to win the NFC? No.
Do you
I
think they're the
they
best
have
team in the NFC
They have
right
a
now?
good chance to. I think they're one of the top teams in the NFC.
Okay, but like obviously.
I mean, okay, well, what
Yeah,
do you
no
want to say? I'm
shit.
saying no. I don't think they're. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl. No,
Do you think they're the best
Why?
team in the NFC right now, the Seahawks?
no. I think the Rams are, and they play the Rams next week. So
In
it's gonna
LA,
be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd say the Rams. They still need to catch the Rams,
So
and the Eagles play tomorrow, and we'll see how they do.
I think we should go out of order right now because, Craig, you had the Rams for Oppenheimer, but we have to do this. I think we have to do this now because between the Seahawks playing the Rams, the Lions play the Eagles in Sunday Night Football. I mean, honestly, there's a larger question here also about whether just, frankly, the NFC has retaken the throne from the AFC. The NFC just seems like a better conference right now. Between watching the Lions play, the Eagles and Packers Monday Night Football TBD, but between the Lions, the Rams, and the Seahawks just absolutely throttling in the late window. I kind of feel like after the AFC has been so much better for so long with like Lamar and Joe Burrow and Mahomes, obviously, Josh Allen. Today I was like, I think the NFC is way better than the AFC. Don't you feel that way, Craig?
It's certainly deeper. I mean, the NFC North and the NFC West, I would say each have 3 teams that I think are playoff teams. Like Packers, Lions, Bears, Seahawks, Rams, Niners. I think it's the deepest by far. And I still probably, I guess I'm still picking the team with 4 losses in the Chiefs. I still think they're the best team in the league. But
They're
the next
third in their
4 feel like
division.
NFC teams.
but I still think they're best. But no, I think there's like way less fraudulent teams in the NFC versus the AFC, I guess is how I would put it. I think teams like Denver, I'm nervous about. Teams like the Colts, I'm nervous about. Fucking the Steelers, yeah, right. The Bills, like I'm incredibly nervous about. The Chargers, I don't really trust, but there are so many more teams in the NFC
You
that
trust
I
the
actually trust
Patriots?
are good. I think I kind of do.
A little. The coaching, you can't quantify the coaching impact of Rabel, but we're not getting caught in Patriots conversation now. Craig, I want to hear about the Rams. Just, I know we're going a little out of order here, but
Yeah,
the Rams were
Oppenheimer-
so good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, look, the Oppenheimer Award, if we have to give one, it would go to Jonathan Taylor. But if we're going to talk about the Rams right now, I do want to point out what Matt Stafford's doing, and I think he's the quarterback Oppenheimer of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Stafford has 25
month.
touchdowns. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. He is the number 1 quarterback in fantasy over the last 4 weeks, which is crazy.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
that is not what you think about with Matt.
You can't move.
Yes, to me, it's like you basically to not be a running quarterback and to play well in fantasy is so fucking hard. You basically have to be perfect,
Yeah.
and that is what Stafford's been. He's averaging. This guy's 37 years old. He's basically statistically having the best season of his career, of his entire career.
Mhm.
He's averaging 21 fantasy points per game, which is the best of his career. He's averaged 27 points per game over the last month. 25 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's on pace for, technically he's on pace for 47 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
And it just feels like him and McVay feel more connected than any coach quarterback combo in the league. The Rams front office does such a good job of bringing in wide receivers that work with Matt Stafford specifically. Like, I feel like sometimes it's like, oh, like DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers make no fucking sense. But it's like Devontae Adams is the perfect fit for what Matt Stafford does. And they do a really good job of like actually poaching people for chemistry. And that's why they're doing so well, I think.
Devontae was the perfect addition, just man coverage, Puka in zone, Devontae man. I also want to shout another stat Austin sent my way that was amazing about the Rams. This was really informative. So basically, the same way we've talked so much about how Sean McVay does like all this 11 personnel stuff, which is, I hate the term 11 personnel.
That was a while ago.
It's three receiver sets. But the idea, like literally the Rams would run 98% of their formations were the same people on the field, which the idea is just like Greg Maddux pitching, where it's like every pitch looks the same as long as possible. It's the same thing in football, where Sean McVay wants every play to look the same as long as possible. And the best way is, wow, if Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp can block kind of like tight ends, you can run all your tight end stuff out of these three receiver sets, but still have a passing game. But you can also still run without compromising in a three receiver sets, so everything can look the same.
They're doing different concepts out of the same formations and personnel.
Yeah.
And the defense never knows what's coming.
And it's kind of like if Greg Maddox's curveball, he throws it the exact same motion and the same hit as his fastball. So anyway, Austin sent me this thing. This week, the Rams ran 3 tight ends on the field at the same time, 60% of the goddamn game. Mm-hmm. The Rams went from running 3 tight ends on the field at the same time, 1 out of every 200 plays. Even last year was 1 out of every 200 plays.
Yeah, nobody plays 13 personnel. Hardly.
This year,
it's crazy.
The last month, the Rams have done that half the time. Not really, 40%, but basically
that's with Higbee, Parkinson, and Ferguson.
But when the Steelers do it, it's fucking lame.
Yeah, because it doesn't fucking work.
Here's the deal: it works really well when the Rams do it. Yeah,
the Rams.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Their success rate on 3 personnel. I saw this. I think Jordan Rodriguez posted this. Their success rate on 13 personnel this week was like 70 or 65% or something like that.
The best ever. The Rams are literally they're basically have become the best team ever at running 3 tight end sets, and they're doing it in part because of necessity. I mean, Devontae Adams shoved his face. He ran in face first into a camera, catching a touchdown. I don't know if they had to play more of it, but the Rams have been running 40, 45-ish%, 3 tight end sets the last month. And this is fascinating. I don't want to overextend my knowledge and how much X's and O's but I really do think that the simplest way to look at this is the 3 receiver stuff with McVay was, what if we could do our major and passing stuff, but we could still have a totally legit running game in a pass formation. And now the NFL, I mean, it's been 10 years, really. The NFL's come all the way around where McVay's like, we're going to actually be able to pass out of these run formations, to the point where this is this is essential to the question of, how does Matt Stafford have 20 touchdowns and no picks in the last 4 weeks? It's because everything they do, every other play is a run formation, and it's perfectly designed, and there's no right answer.
By the way, they also have the 4th best run success rate in the NFL.
It's crazy.
In addition to Matt Stafford, he has 20 straight touchdowns without a pick, 20 touchdowns and 0 picks since week 4. And by the way, they're also one of the best run teams in the NFL.
The best coaches adapt. It's like the opposite of what the Steelers are doing defensively. And like the fact that McVay ushered in a whole new era of offense and then has essentially just pivoted completely away from that and is just doing something new. It's like fashion, honestly. It's like when you're 30 years old, you kind of just wear what you wear for the rest of your life, and you stop keeping up with the trends. And McVay is like, no, every 5 years, I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna be wearing different stuff. And then by the time he's 60, he'll be the coolest guy ever, because he'll be Paul Newman by then. Instead, all the other dads are out there wearing, I guess my dad wearing Champion in 1992 has now come back around, but
hell yeah.
Broken clock is right twice a day. But McVay is just his willingness to adapt and grow is really impressive.
They've gone from being super wide zone heavy to doing duo. Now they're doing all kinds of different stuff. And it's like every year they're just giving defenses more problems to solve, and it just keeps them on their heels constantly. They have a great quarterback that can run all the stuff that he wants to run, which is also, it's like, that's why the relationship between the quarterback and the coach is so important.
Dude,
right?
we don't talk enough about his no look shit.
I know, right?
Yes.
We don't give him enough credit.
Honestly, once a week, he will legitimately throw a 30-yard post without looking.
Right.
Like these aren't dump offs.
Like into tight windows
Yes,
too.
He is looking to the flat, throwing across his body. Eyes don't move. 30-yard post right in his hands.
Yeah, it's insane.
DK, where does Craig always jokes that our grandkids will pull up Derek Carr's stats and be like, "Oh, it looks like Mahomes." But where does Stafford rank? Because I think it's changed a lot, even in the last 4 or 5 years. Well, obviously Super Bowl, but even since then, where does Stafford rank in just like best quarterbacks you've seen with your own two eyes?
That's a really hard question, but he's up there. He's in the elite class.
Because I asked this because even when I started working at The Ringer, I remember Kevin Clark had this piece like 2017 or something where the idea was players like Matt Stafford in this passing era are going to like, there's Matt Ryan is a better example now is someone's going to be like really high in yardage.
Yeah.
But who cares? Because the yardage leaders used to be like Brett Favre and Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Great players. And then it's like, is Matt Ryan, was he going to be top 7 in yards? What does that mean? And one of the examples was Matt Stafford, because Matt Stafford was not perceived as a capital G great quarterback. And then now in his late 30s, to Craig's point, we don't talk about it enough. Matt Stafford is like one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. Drew Brees was incredible, and Drew Brees had this pocket manipulation, and the offense was amazing.
Stafford's better.
Stafford's way better than Drew Brees. Like the overall, like, conductorness of it was cool with Drew Brees, but you watch Stafford on a week-to-week basis, it's flawless at times.
Yeah. He's like a power thrower and also a touch thrower, and also he can just do everything basically. He can't move, which is fine.
But it's almost more impressive what he's doing.
But he's not Greg Maddox.
He's a
Nolan
little bit
Ryan.
old school. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's always been one of the most impressive like throwers of the football. But now when you add in the touch, the no look, the different offenses that they're running, the clutch stuff. Now he has a Super Bowl. I don't know what else you're asking for to not think he's great. Like, you know what I mean?
And his
like,
back is fucked. They had a trailer in the parking lot for his
they
back.
They
for like
cloned his ass. They're like, Brady got ahead of this. They cloned his ass.
Oh my God, you're right. That's what I was going to say, Heifetz. I'm like, it's not as though he's missed, like, he's kind of the opposite of Brady in that Brady aged so gracefully because he's like always healthy, obsessive about his health. I'm sure Stafford is obsessive about his health, but like this poor guy every single season is like, is his spine going to hold up? I don't know. And then he just shows up and is the best quarterback in the league.
Craig, that's the other thing that I think need to appreciate about him. And people
tough.
Maybe don't do that is that he's really tough. Yeah. Like he gets fucking.
He's the toughest guy in the league.
The shit kicked out of him, and he still just plays almost like all the time. It's crazy.
Craig, you guys are both sorry, but Tom Brady is that old person who turns 100 years old, and they're like, "Don't smoke, don't drink, pay your bills." And then Stafford's the one. It's like 2 whiskeys, one at night, one in the morning, cigarettes in between,
bacon and a Coca-Cola to start my day every day.
Yeah.
Feel great.
Oh my God! All right, that was Seahawks Rams actually would be incredible.
Next week.
Yeah, that's going to be an amazing game. Yeah, the
Wait,
NFC,
DK, right now, what do you think the spread's going to be in that game? Let's do guess the lines. Seahawks, Rams. It's in LA.
That's a good question, man. I don't know.
I'll look it up right now, but I won't.
Rams -3.
I'm sure it's a pick 'em, just switch to home spread. I'm sure it's just 2.5.
I think it'll be, I don't think it's going to be 3. I think it's going to be Rams by 1.5.
It'll be 2.5. The reset the Rams are home.
2.5?
It'll be Rams 2.5. I'm telling you.
Let's see.
Seahawks are
because they're even. Like it's.
Let's see. So wait, DK says 3, you say 2.5, I say 1.5. We should do this every week. This is fun.
This is a good
really
idea.
Good
Where'd you get that?
This is actually really good.
Austin says it's 2.5.
Heifetz.
Rams -2.5. Real quick though, before we move on, is like I'm a little worried both the Seahawks and the Rams are peaking too early.
Well,
do you ever think about that?
Yeah,
sure.
Well, the difference that they really get to this.
You just need to stay healthy.
Yeah,
health is obvious, but also the Seahawks can't run, which is funny. Like,
well, they ran well today, but yeah, generally speaking, they've been bad.
The Rams thing, I think the health certainly because Devontae again his back hurt or whatever. Yeah, the health is obvious, but it's funny that you guys can't run or you're dependent on Darnold. It's a funny little wrinkle. But yeah, you did run better today.
What could go wrong?
We have to get to the losers though in the AFC. Craig, I think there's a lot of losers today, but there was one that was probably a little more high profile that we had expectations for.
My loser of the day is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who lost 29-36 to the Houston Texans and Davis Mills. The Texans were outscored.
Sorry, he says the small number first.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Is this the first time you've watched football? Sorry.
Isn't that all sports? It's not just football, right? Why is that just football?
I don't know. It is. I think it's all sports. It's just funny that you said it that way.
I want to emphasize that they lost and give them the lower number
The
first.
small number first.
Yeah.
The Texans outscored the Jags 26-0 in the fourth quarter.
I think
With-
that's so
This is
much
like
worse than the
The
Broncos.
Giants are like, thank you.
I literally, it was the only
Yeah,
good thing
dude.
that happened to me today.
With Davis Mills. This game started with the worst interception you've ever seen by Davis Mills. The Jags were up 20-3 in this game. The Jags got a punt return touchdown in this game.
The Jags
and
went
then-
up 17-0, even though their offense at that point in the game had 45 yards.
The final drive of this game, Davis Mills got the ball on his own 7-yard line and marched 93 yards down the field, scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left.
14-yard run, too. And
14-yard run to win the game. And then
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence gets the ball back. They have 30 seconds left.
They
He has
have
a-
the kicker that can kick it at 75 yards.
Cam Little. Lawrence has a great scramble that gets them out of bounds on their own 45-yard line. So 55 yards away from the end zone. There's 13 seconds left. So right there and then, that's a 72-yard field goal, which is like, Cam Little's hit a 70-yarder. So, in
Right.
theory, you could just like throw the ball away twice and
Dude.
he could even try that. And instead, they get an illegal hands to the face and then a strip sack touchdown
the
to
fucking
close the fucking
Jags.
game.
That was the worst play of the day. That was the worst play of the year. Maybe just in terms of someone's stock coming down. Well, I said on the Friday show, I was like, I want to see if Trevor Lawrence can just not do anything stupid. It was all I wanted from him. But I watching this game.
It's way too much to ask. What are you kidding?
It was unbelievable.
Come on, dude. They lost 29-36.
Baby steps. Come on.
29-36. I will say
They
this.
lost 29-36.
This game is going to stick in my mind way longer than I wanted to. 29-36.
I don't know why I did that.
It's really funny.
29-36. We'll do that from now on. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl 10-41.
Well, if you're
whatever
saying the
fake
team
score.
lost, I feel like
Yeah.
I know, it's just funny. Here's the thing with this Jags game. I don't know if you guys saw this. It were hit you in the chest the way it did me. That marker, which is a good innovation from CBS and all the networks, of like where the field goal range is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That shit was at the 50 today for the Jags,
Yeah.
which just knocked me sideways. Like to see the field goal range is at the 50. And this occurred to me, and I was like, I would argue objectively, Trevor Lawrence's job to get in the field goal range was easier than anyone who's ever played football at any level. It has never been
'Cause of the
easier to
kicking
get
rules,
in
yeah.
field goal range. You don't even have to get to the other team's territory. The neutral yard line is fine. And he
Wait, so
fucked
if
it.
it was at the 50, so isn't it you had 17 yards? Or is it?
Yeah,
what
it's
is it?
17.
17.
They
So
marked
like
it.
even that, like even midfield is like, you could maybe kick it back.
He made
a few
it-
yards.
49 is fine. But he
48
fucked it up
even.
at the end of the half. He fucked it up on the final drive, obviously. But even the drive before the final drive, he screwed that. Like the kick. This was forgotten, but Bashal Tootin returned the kick to like the 40 or something, the 45. They needed like 6 yards, or they need like 8 yards off the kick return,
And they had
got
30
like
seconds.
6.
Brutal.
I was
It's not
furious.
happening. It's not going to happen.
I know the Texans defense is
What,
good,
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
needed to get to the 50, like halfway there. Anyway,
They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, and their only win is against the Raiders by 1 in overtime, and they probably should have lost that game.
I mean, DK, if I had told you and you came out of a cryo sleep like Austin Powers, and I said one of these quarterbacks is drafted first overall with like Peyton Manning-esque expectations.
Oh my God.
Who would you pick?
Davis Mills.
Wait, DK, you have to read the stat about Trevor Lawrence and Davis Mills. It blew my fucking
Oh yeah,
mind.
I saw this. I can't take credit for it, but Trevor Lawrence in his career now is 1-3 against Davis Mills.
Say that again.
I think
Stop
Davis
it.
Mills has started like
Stop.
6 total games. Or something.
1-3 against Davis Mills?
That's sick.
I
that's
saw
all
that.
I need.
I did. To be honest with you, I didn't vet it. I just saw it, and I'm like, I'm using
I've
that.
seen
I don't-
it enough.
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Davis Mills has 5 wins in his career.
No.
Okay, that's according to Pro Football Reference. He has 5 wins in his career. 3 of them are against Trevor
Wait,
Lawrence.
I'm going to look this up right now.
I guess
But
maybe
we
it
gotta
hasn't
make sure that
factored in
this
that
is
he won
legit.
today.
I'm
Maybe
looking it
it's
up.
6.
Oh my
So
God.
he
My
beat
God. It's true.
Jacksonville,
Nope.
Jacksonville.
It's true.
And then today, Jacksonville.
Well, he certainly has 3 wins against the Jaguars. Oh my God. I think this is true. Yes, it's true. Oh my God. Yeah, he's 3-1 against the Jaguars.
Today
Against
was
Trevor
his
Lawrence.
today was his 6th win as a starting quarterback.
We don't have to spend too much more time on this. I will just shout out Danielle Hunter was unbelievable for the Texans. He had 3.5 sacks. He's a monster. Nico Collins was actually pretty great as well.
He was.
And Derek Stingley.
Poor Nico's been fucking grinding this year.
Nico has been grinding. He was great. Nico's just nose to the grind.
Poor Nico is just like walking uphill to and from work.
Poor Nico. I just want to shout out Derek Stingley, who quietly had 2 different shoestring tackles, one on ETN and one on Jacoby Myers, that totally, either one would have totally ended the game. And he actually kind of saved it twice.
On Friday, weren't we talking about maybe betting the Jags? Because it was like embarrassing that they
were like, nope.
like,
I'm not betting Trevor Lawrence.
Halfway through this game, I was like, sorry, guys. I feel bad. I talked us out of this. Now I don't feel bad at all.
Thanks, DK.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get another winner I have here. I want to shout out to Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins, who we, especially I, make fun of relentlessly and have mocked and just really just paraded around their failures for a long time. And they did great, and they kind of kicked the shit out of the Bills today, and they deserve a win. And I want to, frankly, this obviously means nothing in terms of the playoffs or whatever, but the Dolphins fired Chris Greer, the GM, who's frankly done a terrible job and deserved it. And I am really impressed that, I'm impressed that Mike McDaniel kept his team around and they didn't quit. And not only has the Dolphins not quit, they looked way better and like they were trying harder than the Bills. Not trying harder, but like they were just a way more cohesive team on all
vibes are great.
All 3 phases. Miami's last 15 games versus Buffalo, they were 1-14. And then they came out and they beat the Bills today. What was the final score? 30-13.
Yeah. I mean, this is as good of proof of concept as you can absolutely ask for in terms of firing the GM and keeping the head coach because you believe in him. They go out and do something they've like not done in years, which is, dominate the Bills. And the things that I think also the things that you like about McDaniel were definitely apparent in this game. Tua was pretty sharp. He didn't like pass for a ton of yards. He had a couple picks, but overall he had a really nice touchdown throw to Waddle. And then also the run game was like incredible with Achane. Achane rushed for 174 yards on 22 carries. He also had 51 yards on receptions. And I don't know, like the proof of concept was there in terms of this is what the offense that we expect for the Dolphins. And he had the team up and excited to play and the vibes were good. And that's all against a team that's absolutely just fucking dominated you for years.
It all seemed like the game could not have started more like, oh, here we go again, Miami to Buffalo. The game started with a false start that Mike McDaniel got so mad about that he called a timeout to argue with the refs.
They called a timeout with 15 minutes on the clock in the first quarter.
I don't know. I tried to search this. I couldn't figure out how.
I'm sure it's never happened.
A penalty and a timeout used before any clock has run off the game?
That's got to be the first time ever.
Very short list. I couldn't believe that. And then guess what?
What other reason would you have to call timeout before the game starts?
2 plays later, Tua throws a pick. So 3 plays into the game, they had a penalty, a timeout, and a turnover. And it was a stupid looking turnover too. And I was like, oh, well, this is why I always cite the Dolphins can't beat the Bills. And then guess what? They totally shut down the Bills on offense. The Bills' first 5 drives was basically 3 and outs and a turnover, a fumble and a pick. And then Tua had a touchdown to Jalen Waddle that did not look like it was a punt. It actually looked like an actual airdropped throw.
It's like a perfect pass,
Devon Achane, it was 22 carries, 174 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 40 fantasy points. He sealed the game in like a big boy running back way, like kind of 2 different times. He was the top 3 running back on the day, or the day of big running backs. But the Bills also this was really also concerning for the Bills. I think really concerning for the Bills fans think they're a Super Bowl contender. This is why I'm kind of out on the AFC. We don't have to go all into the Bills' trials and tribulations, but they can't really stop the run, especially to the perimeter. But the offense, they kind of can't be in this passing only situation. It's like, I feel like even 3 or 4 years ago, it was the Bills can pass, but they can't run. It's a total role reversal. Like you really felt the absence of a Diggs, even the absence of, I don't want to say hell, Gabe Davis, but it's like, you really can feel like Dalton Kincaid goes out with a hamstring. You're like, oh my God, it's Khalil Shakir. Like no one can get open after.
They don't have any fast guys.
There's no speed.
Like speed element, lid lifter. Bills fans were kind of melting down a little bit online today because of this loss. And I think part of it is the hubris of Brandon Beane, who is their GM and was like getting in the media and telling them to shut the fuck up because we have the highest scoring offense, even though everybody wanted them to go get another receiver in the free agency and all that stuff, and at the trade deadline, and it feels like hubris a little bit from his point of view, that made them that kept them from making any move at this trade deadline. So Bills fans are
because he really talked down. It's like, yeah, these new GMs like to make trades, and they're like, yeah, because they're not afraid. It was weird, but the Bills, they just it just, I guess the best way I could put it, Josh Allen can throw a football like 70 yards. When's the last time you saw him do that?
Over them, their mountains.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, like Josh Allen, it's kind of like what happened to Mahomes a few years ago. Like he just doesn't throw. It's like Stafford, all these guys are throwing downfield again. Not Josh Allen. So
I know. I feel like this game confirmed that Mike McDaniel and Tua are going to be back next year for the Dolphins.
I don't know about, yeah. I'll put it this way. If Mike McDaniel's fired, I'd take him over Brian Dable, which I think is kind of the point. Should we get to the Giants? Should we get to John Taylor? Should we get to the Giants? What do you want?
I feel like John Taylor had a better day than the Giants, so we should do John Taylor.
You think?
Sure.
Out of respect. All right. Oppenheimer. John Taylor just is Oppenheimer. We're going to name this like the Robert John Taylor Award or whatever for the player who went nuclear. Jonathan Taylor in this Germany game this morning against the Colts against the Falcons. It's funny that we're like, oh, well, MVPs, can't go to a running back because the running back's not the reason they won the game. Jonathan Taylor won this goddamn game for the Colts. He
was actually
crazy.
Might be the MVP.
31 to 25.
It's a great year for him to win the MVP because it feels like there's no kind of like front runner in terms of like the tried and true number one overall seed, Mahomes, Allen. Like it's probably not going to be either of them. It could be Taylor.
It's funny because it
won't be, but it could be.
Right.
I'll go through the numbers. Well, the MVP thing's funny because I was thinking about this a lot. Running back should never be MVP because valuable. Matt Stafford, 20 touchdowns, no picks, 25 touchdowns, 2 picks in the season is more valuable. But
sure.
I feel like we're a little fucked up because there's no criteria for the award MVP. And I feel like we're a little fucked up by this now. We have it a little forest for the trees. The term value happens to have been completely redefined in the last 25 years to be like value to the sport. I feel like before we were born, Craig, what it was supposed to mean was who had the best year.
Best season, 100%.
And like John Taylor's having the best year, but he's not the most valuable player. And we almost need a different award that's for who had the best season.
I know. Whenever the term MVP was invented, it's a bummer that they happen to land on those 3 words.
Valuable.
Because unfortunately, the word value has just fucked everything up. If the award was just like, yes, best season, best performer, best year, so many more players would probably win it than just how we got to give it to a quarterback.
And they have Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
But it's a little flaccid. It's like a runner-up.
That's a secondary award.
Big time. Big time.
It's not. Yeah. So we almost. Yeah, I don't know. But
so wait, hold on real quick, because if you didn't see, he had 32 carries for 244 yards. He had his 5th 3-touchdown game of the year.
10 weeks.
Fifth in 10 games.
10 weeks.
10 games.
Half of the weeks, he's had 3 touchdowns in one game.
It's insane.
Which is a lot.
He is doing the Saquon Barkley this year. I mean, he
better.
had an 80-something yard touchdown again today, which is like slightly better than his 80-something yard touchdown last week. He's just doing this thing where, I mean, it just reminds me so much of what Saquon was doing last year, where he just kept like breaking open these massive, huge rushing.
But the difference is that the Colts,
huge touchdowns.
When Saquon went to the Eagles, we knew the Eagles had the best offensive line in the NFL. When we went to the Colts, we were like, the Colts offensive line was a massive question mark in multiple spots. Outside of like even the left tackle, Bernard Raymond, even like Quentin Nelson, there were like some questions.
This is like the second time in 2 weeks that Jonathan Taylor has just been like emerged from the scrum to run 80 yards for a touchdown. It's not like he's running through wide open lanes.
Had the walk-off touchdown in overtime. He ended the game, but also just, I mean, the numbers are unbelievable. 286 yards from every week, by the way, is like insane. This. Every touchdown's different. 286 yards from scrimmage total. He had the most rushing yards, obviously most rushing yards of any running back this season. Like in this game, 244 rushing yards was the most of any running back this season. His longest rush of his career was today, which was an 83-yard rushing touchdown. That was also the touchdown that broke the record for most rushing touchdowns in the history of the Colts, which is breaking a record held by Edgerrin James. And he did that with the longest rushing touchdown of his career. Also, he had 48 fantasy points.
And he did it in 10 games.
He did it in 10. Like
he has 17 touchdowns in 10 games.
And again, a guy hasn't had 20 rushing touchdowns in a season. in 20 years.
I saw
So he's
this
doing
from
well.
Dwayne McFarland. in
Steelers kind
fantasy.
of bottled him up last week. 45 yards,
No.
scoreless. That's crazy.
For context, Jonathan Taylor in PPR, he's averaging 27.4 points per game this year. According to Dwayne McFarland, this is the second best fantasy football season for a running back, receiver, or tight end since 2011. So he's up there with like the Christian McCaffrey, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Cooper Kupp, all-time fantasy seasons. I guess that's obvious, but it's pretty crazy what he's doing this year.
I spent $650 on him in the guillotine league I'm in with Bill in week,
What week?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
He is dragging me to the promised land.
He has 3 touchdowns every other week.
It's unbelievable. He got me 49 points today. I don't even need any other players.
The best way I could put it is that in this same game, Drake London with the Falcons played. Drake London had 21 points in half PPR. He was the number 1 receiver in the week. Jonathan Taylor healthily had more than double as many points as Drake London. Like Jonathan Taylor doubled up the number 1 receiver in the week and had like a touchdown worth of points to spare. So that's a lot.
It's one of the better fantasy. Like I even think, the McCaffrey year, the Gurley year, those guys were first round picks. Like the fact that Jonathan Taylor was just kind of like a throwaway selection in the 3rd round of drafts this year. I don't know. I guess Cooper Kupp was kind of like that. Maybe
Kupp was
that
like
year.
that. McCaffrey was the second.
Yes.
Gurley was the first. McCaffrey was the second. But
Taylor
you're
was
right.
like just completely off the radar. No, it was like, I guess I'll take Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, and
he was
super
almost like
flex
he
league.
was a pick where you're like, I
guess.
gotta
have him in the
take
Ringer
here, I guess.
Fantasy League.
Yeah.
And
Who did you take ahead of him?
I'm just smarter than you guys. I took him
he
first.
took Chase Brown ahead of him.
Yeah,
before
no.
he took-
I was joking. I literally took Jalen Hurts. Then I got McCaffrey. I was between Chase Brown and John Taylor, and I was like, John Taylor's boring. Chase Brown's cool. And I took Chase Brown. John Taylor came back to me in the 4th.
I don't even want to know who I picked.
And it
before.
was, but that was the joke.
God.
I literally was like, I think I have a fiduciary duty to take Jonathan Taylor. And it's just, that's how it works, man. And that ends up
I mean,
being
I didn't know he
50%
was
of
going
your
to
season.
score 3 touchdowns a game.
If I had known, I
know.
would have taken him earlier.
We'll be better
Yeah.
next year. We'll figure that out next August.
We're going to work on it. Shout out Scott
yeah.
Barrett. Jameer Gibbs also, it's funny too, because Jameer Gibbs had like 40 points today, and like he's not even Oppenheimer.
He
Jameer
had like
Gibbs
also like
just
200 yards. 3
casually
touchdowns.
had 170 yards and 3 touchdowns, but come on.
Jameer Gibbs, real quick, lingering on that. I saw somebody posted the first 3 seasons of their careers, Jameer Gibbs and Barry Sanders, and the numbers are strikingly similar.
Oh.
It's fucking crazy. So Jameer Gibbs is a very good player, obviously, but I think the big story here was for the Lions, Dan Campbell took over play calling. So now I can officially no longer feel bad about forgetting John Morton's name every time we were talking about the Lions this offseason and most of the regular season. He basically, I don't know if this is going to be something that happens the rest of the season, if he's like taking over for good, or he just wanted to provide a spark one game. He was pretty wishy-washy about it in the presser. I think he was just trying to do that out of respect to John Morton, and he is in fact going to keep calling plays, especially because they just kicked the shit out of the Commanders. But Dan Campbell called a brilliant game, honestly. It started out, I think, on the first drive, there was a angle route out of the backfield for Gibbs. This is coming off of Gibbs' worst game, maybe as a pro, maybe not as a pro, but like his worst game in a long time. Last week against the Vikings, where he only had a few touches, he was really ineffective. This week, 36 half PPR points, 15 carries, 142 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He also had 3 catches for 30 yards and a score. Did I get that right? He had 3 scores on the ground. Maybe I wrote that down wrong.
I think he had 2 on the ground, 1 in the air.
He had 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then also importantly, and this is something the Lions have been talking about all season, trying to do, Jameson Williams came alive in this game.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge for their offense because he is that explosive field tilting guy that can open up everything else. Because if you have to fear Jameson Williams, it totally changes the geometry of how you play defense. So Jameson Williams, 6 catches, 119 yards and a score. He's so fast. It's
Dan
insane.
Campbell figured out in the middle of this game that Jameson Williams was so much faster than everyone on Washington that he just called the same play 6 times in a 12-play stretch for Jameson Williams.
They scored points on their first 8 possessions, and that was that.
Jameer Gibbs. I mean, first of all, they kept flashing between John Taylor and Gibbs. They just kept flashing these graphics that even, but like, I think the networks do a good job of having, here's this player since then. I was like, but the Gibbs ones were, I mean, most touchdowns by a player before turning 24. Like Jameer Gibbs passed Rob Gronkowski today.
Really?
For most player touchdowns for 20.
Wow.
It was like him and like Maurice Jones-Drew. The other one this one is just unbelievable. I don't have the exact list in front of me. I'm pretty sure this is correct. But the list of players Jahmyr Gibbs passed, running backs Jahmyr Gibbs passed in terms of touchdowns for 24. It was literally, it was Emmitt Smith, who was the most rushing yards ever. It was Barry Sanders, and it was Jim Brown, who's like considered the best running back ever. It was Jahmyr Gibbs, and then Marshall Faulk. And I'm like, that's just like inner circle running back Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
like
special player.
Arguable Mount Rushmore running backs. And it was just Jahmyr Gibbs. And it actually changed the way I thought of him because he's been so good for so long. I was like, this motherfucker's not 24? I don't know. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That's all. Anyway.
Can I just break the fourth wall here and say Heifetz just cut out for a second? Craig, did you see that too?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you haven't heard anything.
He comes back and he goes, this motherfucker's 24?
Okay.
I was like this close to being like, oh, he cut out. And then you just came back, this motherfucker's 24.
That's funny.
Speaking of Mount Rushmore running backs, it's time to get to It's So Over, We're So Back.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
I know where this is going.
This is a big day.
We're so back, Travion Henderson, people.
Hell yes.
We did it. We fucking did it. It took 10 weeks, but we did it. I started him every week, and it was worth it.
Two house calls today, baby.
2 house calls, 27. See, speaking of guys who are just faster than everybody else on the field.
Yeah, seriously.
So the funny thing about this game was a real roller coaster for Travion Henderson fantasy managers. So the game begins. Terrell Jennings has the first 4 carries of the game. And I'm like, great.
Craig's spiraling.
It's so over. It's never been more over.
Literally, I was like, Vrabel hates this guy.
Wait, you started him,
over.
right?
I did start him.
Okay,
Started him in 2 leagues. And then he starts to get mixed in. And he's honestly having like a pretty mediocre game. He's basically just getting stuffed up the middle every single time. And then he has the 59-yard touchdown. I'm like basically running around my apartment with glee. That like he finally fucking did something, and maybe this will get Mike Vrabel to like trust him or whatever. Then he kind of goes back to really not doing much, and then he gets injured.
Right.
He has this like weird hyperextension knee thing, looked bad. He was holding his knee, and I was like, cool. He literally scores. I waited 10 weeks for 1 touchdown, and now he's out for the
Do you remember what
season.
I texted you when you said Henderson's hurt?
I was like, oh God, no.
I said, shut your mouth.
And then, of course, he comes back and then has the game-sealing 70-yard touchdown in which, he does the whole, like, should I score or do I
He
go
looked
down?
at the bench for a very long time.
That was crazy. He's just like,
I love that.
do it?
Yeah.
I thought that was, like, very wholesome and, like,
you
sweet.
literally, Craig, you could see it on the replay. They showed it from the other angle in his eyes. He's, like, pointing to the end zone. And he goes, yeah? Should I go? And he's like, yeah. And then he, like, kept
He's like,
running.
okay, cool. Yeah,
so
man.
good.
He had 27 fantasy points. We fucking did it. We did it.
It's just, in addition to obviously getting the satisfaction of getting the fantasy points, it's so nice to see a player who you're really high on, excited about, actually doing the things you're really excited about on the field.
Like being so much faster that he actually has time to ask permission to score a touchdown.
Well, I mean, like legitimately a few weeks ago, I can't remember exactly how long ago it was, Bill was talking about how they couldn't think of a good play he had made. And so it's like we were complaining about him not playing, but at the same time, I don't really blame the Patriots because he hasn't done anything.
It was a little more specific than that. We went on Bill's show. Bill said, I can't think of a play he's made. I'm going to cut him in fantasy. And I said, Bill, if you cut him, I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to play him against you. Bill cut him 2 days later. I added him. I played him against Bill today in fantasy. I'm going to beat him by the exact margin.
Are you serious? You played Bill today too?
I played Henderson against Bill today, and I'm going to win by the margin that Henderson scored.
Heifetz is not going to have a job in a week.
No,
but Bill, I think
cooked.
ultimately Bill is happy.
Anyway, I also
I'll take that.
I probably didn't notice.
Here's what I'll say. I don't want to pour cold water on this.
Whoa!
Don't
It sounds like you're gonna.
I think the second touchdown was impressive. I thought the first touchdown was he ran straight. There was a massive hole and he's fast. And I think outside of those 2 plays, I honestly don't think he looks that good. And he just gets stuffed. And I don't think his vision, he kind of doesn't do a whole lot. Like those 2 plays are obviously great, but like it was kind of like they were massive lanes and he's very fast.
With love. Today,
he doesn't jump off the screen to me outside of those 2 plays.
Give me 5 seconds and I'm going to give you 5 seconds to like reconsider. Today was Tampa Bay versus the Tampa run D.
I understand they have a great interior defensive line, but like he's been bad all year.
Jets, Bengals, Giants, Bills are their next 5 games. Jets again. Okay. Fantasy championships is the Jets again.
I mean, look, no one wants it more than me. So
I would say I'm trying to like picture. I would say there's some special running backs in the league, and they make things look easy. But for like a lot of guys, it is the same thing, Craig, where it's like he got a little window and he was really fast and he made the most of it. You know what I mean? Like there's probably a lot. There's a lot of plays where Devon Achane, that's like the case.
That's kind of all it is.
You got to be pretty fucking
Derrick
fast.
Henry made a fucking career out of it.
Like, right.
like fucking huge and fast. Make a hole for him. And
there's definitely some guys that can like create on their own. And those are the special guys that get paid a lot of money.
The touchdowns Jahmyr Gibbs was scoring today, not the same as what Trey Bennett.
Well, yeah, Greg, do you know how many like strikeouts Ohtani had this year?
No.
Exactly. Not the point.
Okay. I'm very happy. We're back.
Although I realized bad example because I realized he has pitches too, so maybe that was confusing. But I meant as a hitter.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
Oh no,
yeah, no, I did too.
Strikeouts, like, fucking Cal Raleigh
at the plate. You're
DK, do you know how many strikeouts Cal Raleigh had this year?
I don't.
How many home runs did he have?
A fuckload, 65, I think, including playoffs.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
How many 1-yard runs did Devon Achane have today? Doesn't matter.
Right.
I can tell you how many 1-yard runs Derrick Henry had.
I want to see him sock some fucking dingers.
Stingers. Okay.
Sock some dingers.
Okay, so Henderson, we're back. I got to tell you guys, this is all right. I'm a little upset. Okay.
Heifetz is gearing up here.
It is
going to talk about the Bills?
So over for the New York Giants and Brian Daboll and Jackson Dart. Well, no, Dart just his health. But it really is so over for the Giants and Brian Daboll. I feel like I have defended Brian Daboll more than many Giants fans. I'm done. I'm out. I've seen enough. He's dead. Brian Daboll's dead to a lot of the fan base. And the Giants have continued. The Giants under Daboll have actually somehow within a month squandered like all of the goodwill. The Bears, Bears beat the Giants 24-20, or as Craig would say, the Bears beat the Giants 20-24.
Yep.
The Giants blew a 10-point fourth quarter lead to the Bears. Fun fact for you. Fun fact number 1, Giants have allowed the most points in the fourth quarter in the NFL this season. Needless to say. DK, you'll appreciate this. Giants are 2-8 for the 3rd straight year.
Yeah.
And that's not even what I'm mad about. What I'm mad about is the thing that's been so obvious that we have talked about it for literally 5 straight weeks happened, which is that Brian Daboll got Jackson Dart hurt. And it's sounds unfair to be like, well, how can you blame Brian Daboll for this? Football's a violent game. Jackson Dart I believe, is the most designed runs of any quarterback, even though he fucking started playing in week 4. We have talked every single week about how reckless they are. And Jackson Dart got hurt today, got concussed, he left, and it was as horrible without him as you could have imagined. Russell Wilson is the backup quarterback solely for pride and ego for Joe Shane, the GM. Why Jameis Winston is not the backup, I have no idea. I could go on and on. But the fact that the Giants lost Dart today, after losing Scatterbo, after losing Neighbors, it was the breaking point, I think, for the majority of Giants fans was today.
And to be clear, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Jackson Dart got hurt on a designed quarterback keeper run, right?
Yeah, where he got a first. It was awesome.
It was like a quarterback power.
Actually, let me correct you, DK. Brian Daboll said after the game, I don't know what play he got hurt on. I can't identify that, even though Jackson Dart fumbled and then didn't move. He looked like Mufasa in The Lion King, lying there while everyone's scrambling for ball next to him, and then somehow goes back into the game the next series, plays 2 snaps, comes out. Daboll says, I don't know exactly what play he got hurt on. We can't identify, but he didn't look right.
We've been talking about this for years, right? He tried to get Daniel Jones injured for like what felt like 2 years by constantly running him on like designed quarterback keepers into heavy like fronts and everything. It's just, could you just chill? Stop it. You have no self-control. It's worse than any other coach I've ever seen.
Brian Daboll has just no self-control.
You have to protect this guy. He's hurt. He's in the freaking tent,
dude,
every game. What are we doing
Jackson
here?
Dart.
I will say, and I want to say, especially because this is like the most predictable thing that could have happened. We've been talking about this. Jackson Dart's going to get hurt. Like, we just know it.
I mean, he gets hurt every game. He just plays through it. He's had a hamstring injury. I mean,
I have Dart as one of my quarterbacks in one of my main leagues, and somebody tried to trade me for my third string quarterback. I'm like, no, I need him because Dart is definitely not. And I like, obviously he got hurt. Like, this was the most predictable thing. If we can see it, why can't Dable see that he's just going to get his quarterback hurt? There's nothing more important to your team than not getting Dart hurt.
And I feel like I've never really felt this way about a player and a coach, but it is Brian Dable's fault. And I feel like I've never really felt that way. But then you look at the grander picture of like the way Josh Allen played when he was younger, like it wasn't self-preservation. The way Daniel Jones played in that playoff run, the first season with Dable, where Daniel Jones was getting fucking rocked. And then the way of Dable, just the numbers and the eye test. One, Jackson Dart has been in concussion protocol 4 times this season. If you include the preseason, 3 times in the last month, he's been in concussion protocol.
Oh, there was that time where Dable tried to go into the
yelled at the guys in the blue tent to the point where the NFL had to come down and be like, hey, numbnuts, you're not allowed to do that. Then last week against the Niners, Jackson Dart is running quarterback keepers down 18 under the 2-minute warning and taking shots. And he's like he's taking the touchdown, that great touchdown on the 2-minute warning. Dart's going to the sideline, keeling over in pain. And he's being a good soldier and he's saying nothing's wrong with him, not listed on the injury report, fucking liars. 2 weeks before that, against the Eagles, the Giants are down like 25 points in the middle of the fourth quarter. And Jackson Dart's getting fucking rocked by Jeremiah Trotter's son at the 1 yard line or for like getting destroyed. And it's one of those where it's funny because Dan Quinn came out and took the heat for Jaden Daniels.
He said he got it wrong.
Yeah. And guess what? That was a freak injury. That wasn't Dan Quinn's fault. Like Jaden Daniels, he was going to take him on 2 plays later. He hurt his elbow bracing himself on a fall. That was a freak injury. Jackson Dart got hurt on designed runs. He has the most designed runs in the league. He has gotten hit as much as any quarterback in the NFL this season.
He can't protect himself either.
He can't protect himself.
Which Dable should recognize.
And it's so frustrating because everyone agreed that this was going to happen because Dable has no sense of control. And the irony is that he's not even smart because the only thing that was going to save Brian Dable's fucking job was Jackson Dart looking awesome. And the idea that Brian Dable couldn't even put 2 and 2 together, that he needs Jackson Dart to keep his job, or Russell Wilson's going to come in and make him look really stupid. Why is Russell Wilson the backup quarterback? Why is Jameis Winston inactive? What about Russell Wilson is able to operate the offense the way Jackson Dart does? Jameis can do it. Anyway, it's so frustrating. It's the only thing we had left going. But I'm really disappointed at Dable, and I will just leave it at this. His opening press conference, his whole thing has been smart, tough, dependable. The Giants are the least dependable team in the entire NFL. There's quite literally no conceivable lead that the people would trust them to protect. Nothing he's done is smart. It's emotional. Dan Campbell is like the rep is emotional. Dan Campbell's very measured during games. Brian Dable's not. He's so fucking emotional. There's no rhyme or reason to his decision making. The first game Brian Dable coached as Giants coach was against the Titans. They went for it on fourth. They went for a 2-point conversion with under a minute left. They didn't want to go to overtime. They tied a game versus the Titans, and they didn't go to overtime. They went for 2, and they won in regulation. And it was fearless. And all Brian Dable has done the last 3 years is coach with fucking fear. And it's pathetic. And I have said for weeks, there's no point in firing Brian Dable in the middle of the season. Wait till the end. You know what? I don't care.
I kind of like Dable.
Come on.
Just kidding.
God.
It's funny because Dayball wanted Dart. And is the reason why it's like him and Shane, like they went after Dart. It's kind of funny that now the Jets can be like, thank you so much. See you later. Like, he's great. Bye. We're going to keep him.
Dude, they're 2-8. They've given up the most points in the fourth quarter. It's like it's his 4th season. What is the
This is easier said from the outside, Heifetz, so feel free to jump down my throat if you're like, you have no idea. But to me, looking at the Giants, like, I think you guys are so clearly like the team I would want to bet on over the next 5 years, like all the bottom 10 teams in the league. Like, to me, the Giants, if you, whatever, Dayball, get rid of him. Like,
right.
Dart has it. I think Dart is so fucking good. I was texting my buddy about this today, who's a Giants fan. Like, I don't think Dart's getting enough credit for how good of a rookie season he's having. Dart has 17 touchdowns. He has 5 turnovers. He is amazing. He's so calm. The running is electric. I think he's having like a fantastic rookie season that no one is talking about at all. You have him. You have Scatterb, who's good. You have Neighbors. You have a lot of good pieces on defense. I think the Giants are actually super well positioned for like the next 5 years. And so, I mean, obviously it sucks going 2-8 every year, but I do think that like if I could start
next year though,
if I could start fresh with any team, any bottom 10 team in the league, it's the Giants by far.
It sucks. No. I agree. I think the trajectory is great and like the foundation is good. It's just so depressing losing Dart in the fashion that he lost. And obviously
he's not lost. He had a concussion.
Right. He's going to be probably going to miss
Scatterb
one game,
is like maybe lost. Dart.
Well, okay,
no,
but what I'm saying is the jump down from Dart to Russell Wilson.
No, he can't play. I'm telling you right now.
So brutal.
It has to be Jameis
so
next
bad,
week.
dude.
No, Russell Wilson should honestly he should be.
Russ should be out of the league.
He should. No, I don't think he can play next year. Like the Giants is
Why
pathetic.
is Jameis not playing?
Because this front office won't. I won't go into this. I'll wait for Dable to be fired. But the front office doesn't admit mistakes. That's why Graham Gano is still the fucking kicker until this week, even though he's always hurt. It's why fucking Jalen Hyatt is on the team, even though he doesn't play. It's why Deontay Banks still rotates in, even though he's like the worst quarterback in the NFL.
They're trying to cosplay as like the Steelers, where they don't overreact to stuff, right?
Yeah, but they just when they make a mistake, they don't move on. There's a reason Belichick was credited for moving on from mistakes. It's better than fucking holding on to them. And it's the same thing. Russell Wilson was a mistake.
Giants have a playoff win more recently than the fucking Steelers do.
By a lot, which is funny. With Dable. Maybe you should take him.
When was your last win?
2017.
2016? 2017? That's going to be. Yeah. Anyway, I could talk about the Giants for long times. So we should move on.
Yeah, he's not dead. He'll be back next week or the week after.
I suppose I should spend 2 seconds saying Caleb played great. Bears were good. Ben Johnson's a legit coach. Caleb Williams had like 6 or 7 throws today where I was like, holy fuck, I can't believe he can throw that ball at that angle.
God, it was 2016 the last time the Steelers won a playoff game. You're right, though, Heifetz. Although, you know how Bill's been doing his thing about how he loves Ben Johnson? So like speeches in the locker room. Bill is right, and I am starting to notice, like, I get you have to do this if you're a coach, right? But like they barely beat the fucking Giants when Dart got hurt and Russ was in, and they like came back and won. And
he was like, "We had it right where we wanted.
We had it right where we wanted."
Dude, that was like
expect anything different? Like we did it once again.
Dude, that was like that line in Inside Man when Denzel's like, "I got him right where I want him."
Yeah,
right behind me with my pants down around my ankles.
He literally said, "Like, did you ever waver once? We had him right where we wanted him."
Down 10 in the fourth. I will say though, the thing that Bill fucked me up with is,
look, man, wins are hard to come by in the NFL.
No, I know. It's just I haven't seen a lot of those.
2-8 for the third straight year.
No,
wins are precious.
Bill's right about 2 things. The locker room videos are great, and they've gotten great in art form.
Super funny.
But the thing Bill fucked me up with is when he pointed out that every time someone who is not a quarterback gets a game ball, the speech is exactly the same. There's 3 archetypes. There's quarterbacks, there's good players, and then there's like a random guy who contributed. Like today for the Bears, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson got one, and he just got there. And there's always a random player. And Bill pointed out that every player just says the same thing with the game ball. And I can't get it out of my head, but he's right.
Like, I just want to thank the teammates.
I want to credit my teammates.
This is a great group of guys.
One of these guys, man.
My coaches for putting me in the right position.
It was such a great group of guys. Just love being with you. Like, let's keep it going.
Love y'all. Let's keep it
rolling.
I'm like, and they're like, I'm like, fuck,
I also
they're all
like
the same.
Caleb's speech was kind of lukewarm.
That was bad. It was bad.
It was weird. He was like,
is that what you expect though?
He was like, you got like offensive great. I took that 1 sack in the beginning, but
yeah. He's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
I mean, I did take a sack, but no, yeah, it was good. He's like, defense. I mean, we didn't get started great, but we finished strong. I'm like, all right. Ben Johnson's just like had a heart attack.
Let's fucking go.
How easy this win was.
Yeah. My intrusive thought was I was watching. I was like, man, Bears would be 9-0 with Drake May.
One last note about for sure. One last note about Jackson Dart, dude. QB1 in fantasy since week 6.
Dude, who's the QB1?
No one's talking about Dart. No one's talking about how good Dart is.
People are talking about
Dart.
I don't think Dart.
No, but I think Craig's right in that Dart and Scatterb were like a meme. They were very talked about, but because it was like, who the fuck are these people? You know what? Dart is what we said Caleb Williams would be, in that he's the first Gen Z quarterback. Jackson Dart is very much the first Gen Z quarterback. And that was kind of the lens.
He's what I pictured Gen Z people.
Yeah, it was like everyone was like, why is he booping Scattaboo?
And the comments like me or like I don't know what I would say to that guy.
Exactly. I don't know how to talk to him.
I couldn't hold a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we
Dude, the other day I was at like a frozen yogurt place with a bunch of high schoolers and I was terrified. I was like, nobody look at me. I felt weird getting a sample. I was like, I don't, is this weird? I got out of there as quickly as I could.
So good.
DK, do you have one?
No, I just want to shout out Romadunze, or as Craig likes to put it, Womadunze.
Couple big time plays, yeah.
For bouncing back strong and partially thanks to his dad for lobbying for him on social media, which apparently is the new thing. For a while, it was like you would say stuff in the media or you would get in a fight with the coach. Then for a while, it was like,
cryptic
I want to trade. I'm going to unfollow my team on Instagram, and everyone would freak out about that. Now you're just getting family members to start dogging on whoever.
Yeah. This is just another one where Odell Beckham, once again, trailblazer in trailblazer for athletes in fashion, athletes in social. Odell Beckham's dad was throwing people under the bus years before their dads could even log into Instagram.
So somebody pointed out to Odunze after the game that he got the first target of the game, and he just said, "Thanks, Dad," because Rome Odunze's dad, James Odunze, was like lobbying for.
Hear me out.
Yeah,
it worked.
Look, it happened. It worked. Marvin Harrison worked for him.
Ironically,
his Hall of Fame dad was lobbying for him online.
The best throw Caleb Williams maybe not the best, but one of the 3 or 4 best throws I've ever seen Caleb Williams throw as a professional. Rome Odunze just dropped at the end zone. And I was like, if you'd caught that would have been like the number 1 on SportsCenter. It was so fucking good. Okay. Now it's time for America's favorite segment. Fart or Shart?
Fart or Shart.
Oh my God, change your short.
Oh yeah. Air horn.
That one was weird.
I don't actually like fart noises and they make me uncomfortable. And I get uncomfortable.
No, but they're so funny.
The air horn saved it.
Yeah. There was a great SNL sketch a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, the Miles Teller episode. And the whole sketch is just around like somebody keeps farting when they get surprised. And it played. It was really funny. Like it's, you know what? Sometimes it just works. Okay, Daniel.
Never gets old. What's up?
I'm going to throw kind of a curveball at you here. This is not somebody you'd expect.
Okay.
But I imagine people are struggling right now with this person.
Right.
Running back, Bijan Robinson.
Mm.
Last 3 weeks, 0 touchdowns. He's had 4 fantasy points, then 13, then 9.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, per Ryan Heath, good fantasy analyst out there. Follow Ryan Heath. Was talking about Tyler Algier versus Bijan Robinson. DK, you used to shit on Arthur Smith, my beloved Steelers offensive coordinator, for not giving Bijan the ball enough. Well, Tyler Algier today, 3 carries inside the 10-yard line, Bijan 0. Tyler Algier is now at 5 to Robinson's 1 over the past 4 games inside the 10-yard line. And Bijan has not scored a rushing touchdown since week 6. So I come to you, sweet Daniel. Fart or Shart for my boy Bijan. And really, fart or Shart for you with Arthur Smith. Who's the problem? Maybe is Bijan the problem or is Arthur Smith the problem?
No, Algier's the problem. He's too good.
Oh, Algier's the problem.
He's actually good. That's the problem.
But is it a problem that they're giving him the carries? Is that the wrong move?
Well, he's doing pretty well with them.
Okay.
This is turning into look, I don't think this is a Shart because Bijan's just too fucking good. But it is borderline Kenneth Walker Charbonnet territory.
Okay. I was going to say, like,
it's a little worrisome. Yeah.
If Algier is on the team next year, are we not going to be able to put Bijan in the top 5 in the rankings because of Algier?
Oh man, maybe.
Because shit like this happens.
Yes.
It's scary. I mean, if you look at the like you said, the last 4 weeks, he's all over the place.
If this
he's getting
doesn't
a good amount of
change,
carries.
If they really actually, I think
these are 2 different coaching staffs that have done the same thing.
I think it's way more closer with DK. I don't think
Algier's too good.
I don't think it represents anything about Bijan's rushing style because Bijan's actually really good at north-south. He's actually very good at getting north-south. I think teams want to move him laterally, actually. But I think it's more indicative of Tyler Algier is just a really good running back. And I mean,
especially in the way that they use him in terms of like, he's just a he's going to get into the end zone.
He had the most rushing yards for a rookie in Falcons history. Goddamn.
That's good analysis.
Well, it's like
he's just gonna fucking get in.
This is how I feel exactly how I feel about Charbonnet. I don't think he's that good of a runner, but he's going to get into the end zone, and they really trust him around there.
But I think it's
got a
more
nose for the end zone.
I'm pretty sure, Craig, all those carries were on like one drive. And I kind of just think it's sometimes, here's what's weird about running back rotations.
It's 5-1 over the last month.
I know, but here's what's weird about running back rotations. Sometimes teams swap in on the same drive.
Can be a random
And
one.
sometimes
and then it's
they
like
just
the Algier
give a guy,
drive. Yes.
Sometimes they just give Algier the 3rd and the 6th and the 9th drive.
Yeah.
And sometimes those drives just happen to be the ones that get to the red zone.
Well,
And I kind of think, but not
you ask why?
necessarily, because Algier also does get the short yardage when the Falcons feel like, for lack of a better term, and if you're with kids, you can earmuffs. I think the Falcons put in Algier when they think they're getting pushed around, or frankly, I think the Falcons think they're getting big dicked, they're like, you know what, fuck you, we'll put in Tyler. And I think that Algier is like, if they feel like they're getting shoved
you with
around,
our backup guy.
yeah, which is funny, but like I think short yardage, if they are afraid they can't get it, like they want Algier in, but he's good. But so that is a problem in short yardage. But I also think Bijan will be fine.
On the year, I'm looking at True Media right now. Goal to go rush attempts this year. Tyler Algier 13, Bijan 4.
4 is on this year?
On the season.
That's really low. All right, you know what? That's a Shart. That's a huge problem.
Bijan obviously is averaging way more points because he's fucking awesome.
Well, and
it is a problem for his bottom line.
That's a huge problem.
Well, the problem is that the Falcons aren't that good, because I think that the easy comp to make is Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who both have been totally fine. David Montgomery can score 15 touchdowns in a season. Doesn't matter. Jahmyr Gibbs is great. But
I said bang instead of bingo. No one even noticed. I confused bingo and bang.
Catchphrase?
I watched the Glorious Bastards this weekend, but I was trying to do like bang.
I did too.
Or bang.
That's
really?
random. Yeah.
Dude, it's great.
Weird. Anyway.
Oh my God. So that's a
we should have done a watch party.
Bing.
That's a bingo.
You could just say bing.
But yeah, it's like the Lions scored 40 points a game, so it was fine.
We didn't really talk about the Colts-Falcons game, but to that point, Craig, Daniel Jones was really bad in this Colts-Falcons game. He had 7 sacks, 3 fumbles, a pick, 2 fumbles. And the Colts won because Michael Penix was much worse than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he was
Even
bad.
though Daniel Jones was literally bleeding from the mouth because he got fucking hit so much.
Yeah.
Michael Penix looked really, really uncomfortable. I don't want to draw too many conclusions from these European games, but like it was kind of in line with everything else where when Penix is pressured, he just doesn't see anything else yet. He's just not that far into his NFL career yet. Like when there's pressure, he had a couple ick sacks. Like the ones where he just like, he kind of turtled on one at the end of the game. And it was like, oh, come on, buddy.
I hate the turtle. I hate that.
You can't, he actually got away and then realized he got away and he just went down.
We should do ick of the day as a category.
That's a good one.
You want to know what my ick was today? Was in that same game when like Drake London just like fucking threw Sauce Gardner to the ground and caught the 2-point conversion.
Oh, that was so bad.
And I was like, oh, that's tough.
He just dude, you know what? It wasn't even he threw Sauce down. It was so Sauce Gardner,
he juked him and broke his ankle. So it was bad.
It was so the cornerback the Colts just traded 2 first-round picks for, and the Falcons put Drake London on him, and it's on the left. I think it's like 3rd down. Might have been 4th, but it was probably 3rd down, 2 yards. And they just run this play to ISO Drake London on Sauce. And it wasn't even that he just immediately kind of broke his ankles on the ground. It was that when Drake London, the ball's in the air, Sauce started crawling toward him. And he was like crawling, like army crawling to catch up.
That's
and I was
the
like,
desperation crawl.
It's like the half destroyed Terminator.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie.
It's like half his face is all messed up.
I was like, I actually think pretending to be hurt would have been better there, bud. Like, don't crawl after, like, I was like,
Drake London discarded him.
You discarded him. It was bad. Come on, Sauce.
Kenneth Walker has 9 rushes from goal-to-goal situations, and Bijan has 4.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I'm just saying.
It's tough.
It's the Falcons' offense it's not as developed. Okay, any other intrusive thoughts today? Or icks? I agree, Craig. The Sauce Gardner thing was a huge ick.
I have a couple intrusive thoughts. I can be somewhat quick with them. We've touched on this before, but it particularly infuriated me today. Why is Derrick Henry so bad when the ball's at the fucking 1? Why? Because it's real. Like, with 1 yard to go, Derrick Henry can't get it in. They put in Justice Hill. Bang. 1 carry, 1 touchdown. He's in.
Easy.
This year, Derrick Henry has 5 carries from the 1 yard line. He has -3 yards. Why?
Wow.
I just think that I think Derrick Henry is almost kind of like, you know what we always say about
He's
like
too big. He'll like run into somebody because there's so many people and he's so big. Like he just will run into somebody, I think. he can't avoid people because there's too many stuffed into one tiny area. He's too big.
They can see him. This is like the batted down thing.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
The
He's
tall
too big.
quarterback.
It's easy to see.
They can fucking see him coming a mile away.
I looked at the last 3 years. The last 3 years, Derrick Henry is tied for the most carries in the league when there's 1 yard to go on the goal. And when they're on the 1, he has the most carries in the league. Tied for the most. 17. Of over 17 carries, he has 1 yard over the last 3 years. He is averaging 0.1 yard per carry
about? What are you
when
talking
it's
about?
goal to go on the 1. Yeah.
Wow.
Which, and it's
What do
like,
you mean it's
there
1
are plenty
yard?
of other running backs who are way better. The only guy who is worse than him is Brian Robinson.
Another tallish running back.
Yeah. 17
They
carries,
can see where they're coming.
1 yard in the last 3 years.
Hmm.
It's the most bizarre feeling in the world when like you're watching Derrick Henry just like throw people down the field and they get to the 1 and you're like, no way he's getting it. He can't get it.
The Derrick Henry thing this year has been so depressing.
It is weird that I agree, Craig. I have no confidence. I actually think that they should sub Henry off for the 3rd and 1, 1st and goal. Like he's not.
I have
gonna
the
get it.
if we're talking about intrusive thoughts, I'm like the Bears or the Ravens' best running back by far. It's very clear to me. It's Keaton Mitchell.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Oh
Keaton
my
Mitchell
God.
is so much better.
like what? Like this is
That's good.
is like an inside joke. You know, we have all our friends. It's like the backup running back's always better than the starter. It's just like a thing.
No, but Keaton
But
Mitchell
I think
actually
the
is
third.
better.
I think their third string running back is their best running back.
100%, DK. I think that every time he gets the ball,
Every
I'm
time
like,
he
put that
touches the
guy
ball,
in.
I'm like, give that guy more fucking touches. What are we doing
Put
here?
that guy
I'm
in.
not a coach and I can see. Obviously, Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, so I get it. But yeah,
My intrusive thought today was, DK, do you think Kyler Murray was overjoyed when the Cardinals fell down 35-0? Or do you think Kyler Murray was too busy and didn't notice because he was playing in that little Simpsons world they built in Fortnite?
it is a fun question to imagine where he's like, thank God now everyone's gonna be like, it's not my fault. Deep down, did he have that as a competitor?
Of course.
Deep down. How about on the
Probably.
surface?
He's
Of
like
course.
smiling, laughing. Did he
Dude,
go to the game? I didn't see him. Was he on the sidelines?
He was playing Fortnite. No, actually, I don't know if he was
I
there.
couldn't see him. I don't know.
I couldn't
He
see him.
should be the
'cause
goal
There
line
was a
back.
lot
No
of
one's
tall
gonna
guys.
see him.
standing
They
on
did.
this.
Throw him in there. I just think that's crazy, dude. 17 carries, 1 yard?
17 carries. You know what's it's funny about that? Because I was like, how do you get 1 yard? I actually really mean this. If I think Ravens fans listening agree, if it's 1st and goal or 3rd and goal at the 1, and Derrick Henry has the ball, I think he's more likely at this point to lose yards than gain them.
Well, I mean, because he does have a few, I forget how many touchdowns he has on those 17 carries, but you can have more touchdowns than yards because, like,
Right.
he'll lose 3 yards on one of those, but then
But
he'll
he
get a
uses
touchdown on the others.
He loses
But
them a
yes.
lot. It's not great.
He does.
Any other intrusive thoughts?
My one intrusive thought I had today is that the 3 best running quarterbacks don't run anymore. And it's Lamar, it's Josh, and it's Jalen Hurts. And I kind of was like, I wondered if it's because I have Lamar everywhere in fantasy. I have Jalen Hurts in fantasy. I know he plays tomorrow. But then I was like, man, I no longer, when I watch the Ravens, am I like, Lamar's going to tear him up on the ground today. Like, that's just not a part of his game. Like, he's basically just a pocket passer. And if he needs to, he'll scramble. And the numbers bear that out. He's averaging a career low yards per game. Jalen Hurts, career low yards per game rushing. Josh Allen is averaging a career low design. All 3 of them are averaging career lows in design runs per game. They're all averaging less than 4 design runs per game. And I'm sure this is like, you want these guys to last longer. Like, you can't just be running them all around as they approach 30 years old. But it was just something that crossed my mind. I was like, oh, Lamar, like, to me, like Jackson Dart, like, there's a new era of rushing quarterbacks. I kind of don't put Lamar, especially I don't put Jalen Hurts. Josh still runs, especially in the goal line. But I don't know. I feel like they are in phase 2 of their careers in terms of what they are athletically and as a runner.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I think there's a health thing too with Lamar, obviously. I do think
Sure.
also there's a bias in rushing, obviously, because when you're younger, like you know, as Josh and Lamar, I mean, Lamar's 29. All these guys are like 28, 29. You get older, you know, you're not as fast, you pick up injuries, you don't want to get hit. But there's also a weird bias, and this is why I think some fantasy rules need to be changed. That like when Drake May had the game where he was, I forget his completion percentage was like 90% or whatever. And they asked him, how'd you feel about that? And he was like, actually, I left a lot of throws out there. I couldn't really process them quick enough, so I just ran. And so it's actually, you run less in part because you're understanding the game better. And so that is also part of it, is that a lot of throws where Lamar Jackson had some cool 40-yard run. He probably didn't know what the fuck to do, and he just made some cool shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a touch slower, and he knows the game better, and so he's actually doesn't need to do that anymore. So in a weird way, fantasy,
it's a sign of like getting better.
You're being punished in fantasy because the guy's a better player, which is why I think quarterback yards should be adjusted a little. On that note, can you tell me who the number one quarterback in fantasy football was today, Craig?
I mean, was it Dart?
DK, do you know?
Not Stafford.
So Stafford.
Davis Mills.
No.
Davis Mills.
You kidding me?
292 yards. And God, what did he rush for? Davis Mills ran.
Man, what a world.
So there's so many stats here.
This is what keeps me coming back.
He had 292 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
Because he also ran for 20 yards.
20 rushing yards and a score.
Davis Mills, number one of the day.
Yeah, he had more rushing yards than Lamar today.
That's one of those sentences.
A quarterback?
Oh wait, no,
quarterback
I'm wrong.
controversy here.
He didn't. I'm wrong.
We got to remember sometimes about fantasy. I think we're too logical in August. Sometimes we have to remember that if you don't sound, if some of your predictions don't sound actively stupid, you can never be right about everything.
Yeah,
you have to kind of throw stupid shit in just to be right.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway,
which is why our show's so accurate.
That's why we're doing great. Remember the time we were like, Alvin Kamara's legs are the same weight now. It's gonna be great, and we nailed it. Anyway, play of the day: Rico Dowdle doing the touchdown celebration of 0 pumps because Rico Dowdle did the 2 pumps that got flagged. So this week, Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele actually like video chatted into the Panthers team,
which is awesome.
And then Rico Dowdle just did the celebration, but then didn't. So he just kind of looked like White Goodman just getting pumped up, where he just kind of like, ball me, Blazer. And
he looked down.
So then it just became a lot of slow-mos of Rico Dowdle just staring at his dick, which somehow was weirder than doing the pumps. I don't know why, but I actually
Streisand effect.
Thought it was stranger.
I want him to keep kind of testing the waters to find the perfect line of the most inappropriate thing you can do without getting flagged.
Yeah.
Me too.
So it's funny because the NFL, if they just done nothing, it'd be fine. But now just going to have a lot of guys just kind of looking at their dicks as celebration and being like, find me, bitch.
He was like fined like $14,000 for that.
Ridiculous. Guys get fined a lot of money.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's per pump. We have an important thing to get to right now.
The play of the weekend. Perhaps.
Play of the weekend, which is you know what, Carlos? Why don't you just play the clip?
In trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Unbelievable!
The weirdest thing has happened now where I feel like Gus Johnson sounds more like Craig than Craig sounds like Gus Johnson. Like now it feels like
the fact that this was actually the go-ahead touchdown for Indiana to like beat Penn State, and it actually mattered a lot. But you know what,
unbelievable! Like when he says the stuff now, I'm like, oh, he's making fun of Craig.
Maybe he saw the Beignet video now, and he's like, he's a meme of himself.
Yeah, play it one more time.
Wow.
Omar Cooper.
In trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Omar Cooper! Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
He like cut the unbelievable short because he like ran out of oxygen. He's like, unbelievable.
He used way too much on wow. He held the wow for like way too long.
The wow. Wow. Do you think he thinks? What's great about Gus Johnson is I don't think that he like prepares any. That is all genuine from his heart every time.
Yeah,
which is why I love it.
The hero
from his lungs. Wow! Omar Cooper! Unbelievable! Oh God!
We got tagged probably about 100 times on Twitter.
Thank you to every single person. Do you think we can get Gus on the show?
Dude, Gus should do the Super Bowl. Like, what are we doing?
Dude, I know.
What are we doing?
It's crazy to me that Kirk
To get
Herbstreit
Gus and
can
Eric
do.
Collins
I
in
know, I
a
was gonna
room
say,
together.
The fact
is that too much?
Kirk Herbstreit is doing the Thursday football and the Saturday pregame for college and the college games, but Gus can't do college in the NFL. Like, breaks my heart. Like, how the fuck did
Imagine.
he should go to Amazon? He should go to Amazon when Al Michaels' AI retires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Imagine the sheer energy we could create if Eric Collins and Gus Johnson were in a room together.
Oh my god! Do you think we could make it happen?
This is like the
Should we
Large
just all
Hadron
start screaming?
particle.
Oh my god! Like a
Collider.
walk off.
It's like there's a chance
We all
we
die.
just destroy the universe. Wasn't that like on Oppenheimer's? Like,
Yeah.
50-50.
We probably will.
Can't
He's
say
like-
100%.
It was non-zero.
Non-zero.
chance.
Like, non-zero?
That's what it was.
Shoots.
That we create a chain reaction of wow
Destroys
screams.
the universe.
We set the sky on fire.
It's like a feedback.
We would
loop.
light the atmosphere. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, that was what
Eric-
it was, right? Wasn't it that it would light the
We'd light the
atmosphere on
atmosphere.
fire?
Non-zero chance we'd light the atmosphere on fire. He's like, sorry, what did you say? It's almost nothing. Chances are almost nothing.
Would have preferred a nothing.
Would have preferred zero.
Would have preferred a zero chance.
Wow!
You know what? One more time.
In trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! A wild call play! Unbelievable!
Omar.
Do we have any Collins ones on tap? What's his first name again?
Eric Collins.
Eric Collins.
Do
How
we?
dare you.
Because now I need to like see the contrast.
Do we have an Eric Collins on tap?
Look at this! Down! Still on his feet!
He's way funnier, I think. Actually, he's
LaMelo!
crazy.
Yes! With the guts of a cat burglar!
What? Oh, I forgot about
He's
the guts of a
way
cat
better
burglar.
because the Hornets fucking suck. Like the fact that he's just
Typical Ashton Genty. Look at him go! You can't bring him down! Is he? Yes, he will! A touchdown, Ashton Genty, on his first touch.
oh, dude, like LaMelo hitting some three in the third quarter, down 10. He's like,
Down
LaMelo!
30 points. If anyone in the world knows Eric Collins, can you please put us in touch? I will do anything.
Oh,
We have to get him
dude,
on the
he's-
show.
I wish I had that kind of unbridled joy in life.
I know. Where do
That guy
they
has
keep
a
it?
blast.
It's a true gift.
I know it really is. Like he just has it. He just
Ugh.
has a special gift.
Oh god,
Oh.
I'm crying now. That was fun.
Worst play of the day. We mentioned Trevor Lawrence's pick six to a fucking defensive tackle to end the game because he couldn't get to the 50-yard line. I do think the other two worst ones have to be the Cleveland Browns ending the Jets-Browns game because they jumped off sides on 4th and 4 when the Jets were just doing there's no chance we're going to run a play. We're going to just see if you're dumb enough. And the Browns got by Justin Fields' hard count, which I think is humiliating.
Arguably the best play of the day because this was the number one pick bowl.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's true.
Browns knew what they were doing.
Smart.
Good job.
Smart,
Browns want
really.
Mendoza. Dozing for Mendoza.
Dosing for dose? Dosey dose? No, that doesn't really make sense. Oh, dose for 2 wins from dose. Dose for dose.
I was saying dozing, like going to sleep.
Oh, that's way better than what I had.
I thought you
going
meant
on.
like bulldozing.
The other one, you know what, Craig's was best. Mine was third.
This works better in print.
Nobody reads anymore.
Other worst play then probably Deron Payne for Washington, just straight up punching Amon-Ra St. Brown and immediately getting ejected. And sometimes like
He's
oh,
like,
they
"I'm
hit him,"
out.
and it's like a slap. He actually like sucker punched Amon-Ra. And
Also, like into the helmet. That's probably fucking hurt.
I know.
Like
Where
that's like the last thing I would do. Punch a helmet. like push them or like rip the helmet. Or don't punch it.
Yeah, like Aaron Donald is smart enough to just grab guys by their face mask and
Yeah.
fucking yank them by the throat.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Donald
Yeah.
knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Punching is stupid.
Stadium Pulse of the Week. I think Stadium Pulse of the Week was Kenny Albert trying to throw to commercial while Donald Trump just really wanted to keep talking about being a tight end.
Yeah, that was good.
Poor Kenny Albert, John Vilma. obviously like just have like Trump is at the Washington game today and like doing a whole thing. And obviously there's a larger Fox apparatus that has informed Kenny Albert at some point in the last 36 hours, you're going to be having Donald Trump. And watching Kenny Albert and John Vilma try to narrate a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and then throw it a commercial.
They gave him like the play-by-play. They were like, all right, you can do a play-by-play. And then he just didn't really do it. And so they were trying to like interject a little bit. It was pretty awkward.
Kenny Albert, that was a big stadium. That was like real stadium pulse for Kenny Albert there.
And they were cutting to it so much. Everybody was so stiff in there.
Oh my God. Everyone was, because he was so relaxed and Kenny Albert was like real fucking nervous. Oh my God. Okay. The Arthur Smith Shawn Hochuli Award for the coach and ref that pissed you off. There was a lot of weird ref stuff today and a lot of coach stuff. Coach stuff first. Thing that if it went wrong, it's all we talk about, but it went right, so we'll never say it. Mike Vrabel did a thing today that no one could remember actually doing. People have talked about it. Yes. Under the 2-minute warning.
It's something that I've always thought about and I've always wanted somebody to do because in my head, I'm like, if you can pull this off, it's fucking genius.
So the Patriots had the ball under the 2-minute warning in the first half. Buck playing the Buccaneers. Buccaneers with no timeouts. So you want to thread the needle of you want to get the touchdown, but you don't want to give the Bucs time. And the Patriots are getting the ball in the second half. And so you want to just try to double dip. So Vrabel actually did something. And he just kind of had Drake May fucking kneel at the 1-yard line on first down.
He
was
burned
like,
it
fuck
down.
it, we'll score.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get it on second, didn't get it on third, and Vrabel was like, fuck it, we're going for a 4th and 1. Threw a fade, which is like...
This was like a 97 on degree of difficulty.
Yeah.
Like
through literally like the least, like the most, like, oh, we just don't want to turn the ball over because we're going to kick a field goal. But it was 4th down. Not a high percentage play. And then Stephon Diggs made the craziest catch and then go to Vrabel they score with like 1 second left and go to Vrabel halftime. He's like, yeah, I'm not thinking about plays, just thinking about players.
He's like Ben Johnson. We never wavered.
Dude, they showed him on before 4th down. He looked like what I imagine someone from Uncut Gems would look like. He was stressed. He was like, fuck, we have to go for it here. Yeah. And I'm going to get buried if we don't get this. I think it was too cute. It was stupid. Especially against the Bucs where they have like such
it's
a
like
good
an
run
important
defense.
game. Like I would understand giving that a shot when you're up big and
it's funny.
A random game.
That's too much strategy. Just score a touchdown.
Back when the Manning cast
you're doing too much.
But like what Brady said on the Manning cast, I mean, Brady said this a lot, but like Brady in the context where he's good talking about football, which is not when he's paid to do it, is
when he's a guest on.
Him and Belichick were just obsessed about like that thing, which again, anyone who plays Madden, it's intuitive of like score at the end of the first half and then the second half, which is the theory, but no one's like, that's why everyone defers to the second half, but teams aren't good at doing it. And the Patriots are just obsessed with it. Like Vrabel's, and they nailed it. And guess what? Like they got 14 points in a combined like 60 seconds of game time.
And Baker didn't touch the ball for like 70 minutes.
Yes. So it was like, it kind of nailed it.
It's like an hour before Baker touched the ball again.
There's a line in Major League where I can't even remember. It's like the outfielder does like a basket catcher. Like he's doing something that he's not supposed to be doing. He's like, hell of a catch. Don't ever fucking do it again. And I'm wondering if whoever, talks to Vrabel after the game. I don't know if the ownership talks to Vrabel.
I don't think anyone speaks to Vrabel that way.
But like
that feels like some Andy Reid Mahomes shit too. I'm surprised. Like I feel like I can't believe I haven't seen the Chiefs do that.
It's too dangerous. They wouldn't let Mahomes do it. That was a joke, but sorry, you just forgot to laugh. The other,
it's so funny. I forgot to laugh.
I will spare Raheem Morris
my comeback.
I'll spare Raheem Morris my lecture about what he did at the end of the game, where he called the timeout and gave the Colts kicker a breath, which was stupid. But I think we have to. The referees in Colts Falcons. I really, maybe you guys have thought of this. Obviously, we talk so much about the players going to Europe. I really actually have never thought about the referees having jet lag until right now. Like watch today.
They're old.
They're 60 and they're traveling and they have to work a very long and stressful time. And it sounds like a
blood
joke,
pools,
but I'm serious. Yes,
in your legs.
Compression socks are important on those flights.
They got to be up and moving about the cabin.
And I never really thought about this.
Blood pools.
Blood pools. You gotta stand.
Compression socks are. Liz wore when we went to Africa last year, and Liz was like, "I'm wearing compression socks." One of the legs was 16 hours.
I did this year on the way to Ireland because I pulled my hamstring 10 days before we went. And
did they work?
Oh, I mean, I didn't use them, and I was fine.
Sleeve.
I kind of refuse to, out of kind of just
You're just too tough.
You just
Yeah.
stand.
no way my body would succumb.
So did they work for Liz?
I mean, she didn't have any issue, so I guess.
So yes, I guess.
I don't know.
They did
So-
not work.
Yeah.
The referees in this international game, this Colts Falcons game, did something I've never seen, and maybe this has happened before, but I'm not aware of it. They actually messed up who got to pick the coin toss in overtime,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
had to redo it over the commercial break.
That's embarrassing.
They had to because it's like the home team or the fake home team because it's Europe gets to do the opening, and then the other team gets to do the overtime if there's a second one, and they just let the Colts do it twice. And then they were like, wait, you can't do that. And they came back and they had to explain. And this came immediately after they totally botched the end of the game. Like Mike Pereira was lecturing them on Fox. Like Mike Pereira was shredding them. He's like, they're getting this wrong in 3 different ways. So they couldn't end regulation for like 5 minutes because they refs were explaining it. Then they got the coin toss wrong because they were so rattled. And I was like, these guys had a long flight. They had to go to Berlin.
Yeah.
So anyway,
was this the Cleat Blakeman
yes, this is
thing?
Cleat Blakeman. Poor Cleat Blakeman.
I was watching so many games I didn't really like see it specifically, or maybe I just missed it, but there was a explanation by Cleat Blakeman as to why the game ended.
Yes.
And Heifetz and I were talking about this before the show, where AI is so good it's hard to spot the difference nowadays. I was like, I can't. Is this real? This looks like one of those bad lip reading things.
He was like,
He was talking gibberish. Like I couldn't understand what he was saying. And then Mike Pereira comes on. He's like, I don't really know what he was saying there. It was like actually really confusing. I was like, I don't know what he said.
I felt bad for the refs, which is how bad they were. I just felt bad for them.
That's tough.
It was brutal. Lucille Bluth, I don't understand the stat line and won't respond to it. I mean, the Jets had 14 points at one point with 4 net yards.
Those fucking Jets.
Was that just because they get sacked so much, or what was the deal?
Oh, they got a kick return touchdown and then a punt return touchdown.
Do you think?
God,
What's the record for like the ratio of overall points versus passing yards? 27 points and 54 passing yards is pretty impressive.
Is that what they finished with? That is probably going to be really high. 2-1 is probably
That's
wow.
that's gonna be up there.
That is probably really that you might have to go back like 100 years to do better than that.
Go find it. Go find the team. Let's talk.
That's some Cub Buck shit.
Yeah, that's some Cub Buck. Cub
That's
Buck
some
was all
that's
over
some
that.
Jug Earp shit.
Jug Earp was all over that.
That's some Cub and Jug shit. Sounds like a cop show from the 60s.
Dude,
Old Hollywood.
ESPN research also had a great stat on this game. Since 1950, Solak worded it this way: the teams were 225-0 when holding opponents to 175 or fewer yards and committing no turnovers. And then the Browns lost today, so it's now 225-1.
It's a great job.
Under 175 yards and no turnovers, and they lost.
Hell of a job.
Cool. And then real quick,
They know how to tank. I'm actually impressed. I'm not even mad.
real quick, I just want to do 2 Washington tight ends who outscored Kyle Pitts and 1 lie. Here are just 3 tight ends in Washington: Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott, and John Bates.
Bates.
Did not.
Right.
Yeah, Sinnott scored.
Sinnott scored.
Yeah,
I think
all
Ertz
right.
might have scored.
All right, not my finest.
Too obvious.
Kyle
We're
Pitts had
too
under
good
5
at
points.
this
Kyle
these
Pitts-
days.
Don't come after Pitts this year. All right.
He should have had 2 touchdowns. It was actually Penix's fault. It's a bad throw.
Pitts
Oh yeah,
Um,
Penix definitely like short
Pitts is
arm
doing
pass
just fine.
that would have been a TD.
Burn book. I think it should be DJ Moore for the Chicago
Ooh.
Bears.
Okay.
DJ
mean,
Moore.
yeah.
Make the case.
It's a
I have to
fucked-
shotgun a beer because of this fucking guy.
Oh, you
fucked
put up
season
0.
from DJ Moore.
Yeah.
With the, I will give him the grace
He got hurt.
that he maybe allegedly possibly is covering up a testicular torsion or something that happened to him, maybe
He left
traumatizing.
the game for a while.
So that maybe that may have happened to him, and I also would hide that if it happened to me, and he totally gets to do that because of HIPAA. Having said that, we don't know if
HIPAA.
that's true. So DJ Moore, you spent like a 4th or 5th round draft pick on DJ Moore. He had no points today. DK has a shotgun a beer because of that. So DJ Moore's season so far, starting from week 1.
Put that on the gram.
Put it on the gram,
We'll-
DK.
If you're
We'll
not
see.
a coward, put it on the ground.
We'll see.
DJ Moore's points this season 7, 7, 10, 5, bye. 7, 7, 9. You benched him last week probably for 21 points versus the Bengals, and maybe did. So you play him this week. If he was on your bench and you got 21 points, you got to play him this week. He had 0 today.
Yeah, this one probably is the right call.
Yeah, I was going to suggest Cortland Sutton, who's been disappointing, but I think
Ooh.
DJ Moore has been worse.
DJ Moore is like, you probably don't cut him because there's not that many good receivers, but he's probably been a net negative.
I'm going to keep Sutton, though, like on deck. Like, I'm going to keep him warm.
Burn books from week 1 on. Jalen Waddle, Mark
Crushing.
Andrews, which pre-Tyreek Hill injury.
Yeah, true.
Jalen Waddle, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Pacheco.
Andrews had a couple more drops today, I think.
And a touchdown.
He had a cool touchdown.
All right, we'll let him live.
Heifetz is dying. You want me to pick it up? All right. Mark Andrews, week 2. We burned Isaiah Pacheco, week 3. Then Calvin Ridley, Travion Henderson, Tony Pollard, Justin Fields, Alvin Kamara, Bill Merritt, and DJ Moore. I mean, most of these guys are still just
Travion's the
terrible.
only one that Travion and Mark Andrews are the only ones that didn't age well.
Well, Waddle. But
Oh, yeah,
again, that
Waddle
was
too,
pre-Tyreek.
Heifetz, you all right, bud?
You're drinking so much water every episode.
Heifetz is dying over there.
Heifetz finishes the show 5 pounds heavier than when he started it because he drinks so much goddamn water.
Craig, honestly, the
water
angriest I've been
maxing.
at Craig all year was when we were in studio in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago, and I had 2 bottles of water. He's like, "Why do you have 2?" And I was like, "Because I'm going to drink them." He was like, "You
I think
can't
that's a
do
reasonable
that."
question.
And I was like, "I have drank 2 bottles of water
You
during
can't
our
do
shows
that.
for like 5 years."
That's too much. You don't need that much.
Well, I drink water, bro. Sorry, I'm hydrated. It's the only thing
No.
Tom Brady and I have in
No,
common.
you're just pissing that out. Like there's a point where you get too much water.
Well, I'm going to find it. All right. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Ron.
What a day
Thank
for
you.
Carlos.
Thank you, Austin. Carlos is the real winner
Carlos
of today.
is fucking levitating right now.
Dude, he was like, "Fuck Josh
He didn't have to
Allen.
watch any Zen. He's like, fuck the Zen.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Fuck-
Zen.
Fuck Josh Allen.
Fuck Josh Allen. Fuck
Fuck
Guinness.
Chris Greer.
Fuck Guinness.
Fuck Chris
Yeah.
Greer.
He drank 0 Guinnesses
Fuck
today.
baseball.
Fuck
Baseball's
baseball's
fucking
over.
Dumbass, boring sport.
Stupid baseball's
Way
over.
too many games.
He
Fucking
reached
lame.
Nirvana today.
Carlos is crushing it. What a life for Carlos. Thank you, Lord.
Lord.
Thank you, Phil Collins.
I just saw a bunch of memes today about Phil Collins
Really?
where they
Why?
were like, "Hey, Phil, no big deal. Just we have this movie. Just like make some songs with this guy
Oh,
raised by
Tarzan.
gorillas. Don't go crazy. Just raised by gorillas." It's like Phil Collins.
Yeah.
It's like what fucking
Yeah.
wild.
He's like, how about You'll Be in My Heart? And they're like, Jesus Christ. This is an animated film, sir. Yeah, Phil Collins, absolutely cooked. Genesis, great band, his OG band.
Mm.
I almost saw Genesis. And
You almost what?
well, Jackie's family had tickets, and we had not been dating. We've been dating. I thought like it would have been a little weird if I went, like, because I would have had to go to Pittsburgh to see them, and we had just started dating, so
Mm.
I didn't get to go. And they came back, and I was like, "How was it?" And they were like, "Phil looked old." I was like, "Ah, damn."
Okay.
Look,
Well,
man, there's
that's not very nice.
So I think I missed the boat. He did good though,
Did he do In the Air Tonight?
of course.
Nice. He probably lip synced. You think he was lip syncing?
Oh, I'm dumb enough. I didn't think about that.
I just Googled Phil Collins. He does look a little old.
How old is he?
He's 74.
Really?
Dude, I think my favorite videos on the internet are the Frankie Valli concerts. If you have not watched those, you have to watch them.
Because you're super into elder abuse.
Elder abuse? What the fuck are you talking about?
Every time you tell me about this, I kind of forget what it is.
The ones where they wheel him out there so he can just stand there.
Oh, please. He wants to do this. He's making tons of money, I'm
What is
sure.
this again? What is this again?
Frankie Valli
Oh,
of Frankie
please.
Valli in the Four Seasons. He's 91 years old, and he's out there at these at these shows. He's barely blinking, and they're clearly just playing recordings of his old music. And his
Yeah.
lips are. It's like
Do they have like backup dancers and shit?
it's like an animatronic robot stopped working,
my God.
but the song kept going. That's what it's like. It's like you're at Chuck E. Cheese. It's like, oh, the thing's broke. But the song's still going. And the kid's like, wait, they're not singing? That's what it's like. They're unbelievable. It's crazy. I guess
is it like in what's the Disney ride where it's like the pirates? Is it the Pirates? No, not Pirates of the Caribbean. The Splash Mountain, where like all the animals and people are singing in it's like
It's a small
Zippity
world.
doo-dah.
there's Frankie Valley too.
Yeah, which they changed the songs in there, I believe, and they changed some of the characters.
Well, I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
they
I might
kind
go to
of
Disney next
modernized
year.
it, made it less, culturally insensitive, I believe, inside Splash Mountain. It's not elder abuse, DK. You think that he's like under a conservatorship?
I'm kidding. You're the one who said it. I'm pretty sure we could go back
Like
to an old
holding a
show
gun
and
to his
you
head?
said it.
Like,
I'm just using your joke, pal.
oh, really? Oh, then that's pretty funny. No, that's good.
Then that's good.
Oh, wait, it's elder abuse? That's good.
That's
seriously,
gold.
though.
That's gold.
I think he might be the oldest living performer right now. Find me an older one.
How old is Clint Eastwood?
Email us at
No.
rigorfantasyfootball@gmail.com if you
I
can
want-
find us an older performer.
An older singer, because Clint, he's directing movies, but I want an older singer
How
who's
old's
like
Clint now?
prominent enough where he like has people buying tickets. To his
Email
show.
us at rigorfantasyfootball,
Or
I
her
beg you,
show.
at gmail.com. Send us trivia questions on this, and we'll take your fantasy
God,
quotes.
Clint Eastwood's 95.
Yeah, dude.
He just gets older every time I look it up.
Crazy.
Goodbye, everyone. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.